Good morning, Bex.
Good morning, how are we doing?
I'm great. Do you know, I nearly said, welcome to Rainbow. do you remember Rainbow? No.
I do look a bit like Bungle, don't I, right now? I don't mind.
Do you know what? It's cheery, I love it.
It was Bungle, wasn't it? He had a rainbow top.
Yeah, you've got to be a certain age to remember that. We only just remember. But yeah, good morning to YouGarden TV. You with myself, Shaun, and the wonderful Bex. Got 3 hours with you. Got loads of brilliant deals today. And we have got a brand new free gift, haven't we?
Yes, we have indeed. This is the brand new free gift for you. It is a pack of 35 bulbs of our Narcissus miniature mixed, my favourites. Absolutely love the miniature daffodils, and you get a whole mixture included in there.
And these are one of our top sellers, weren't they? Yeah, one of our top sellers. It's not too late to plant them, so get them in your basket, and all you need to do that is put in your offer code, which is YGTV0124. So it's a brand new free gift. We had the puzzle books yesterday. There's only a few left, so if you want those, they are in the clearance section on our website. But that is your free gift with every single order. So if you place lots of different orders, you'll get several free gifts, won't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And I did exactly that just before Christmas, and I've still got a few bags of bulbs to plant, so I will be getting out over the next week or so and getting those planted.
And the great thing, I know it's been obviously very wet, but the country is beginning to dry out.
Yes.
And we've got some really nice dry weather and some sunshine planned over the next 2 weeks. We have arranged that for you so you can plant your bulbs,
yes.
okay? Haven't we,
It's a special thing that we organised.
Yes. Now, we've also both picked a plant of the week.
Yes.
Two absolute beauties here. They're only $6.99 each. Ladies first.
Okay,
I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Thank you very much. I'll take that. Yeah, the Ceanothus is my plant of the week. I absolutely adore Ceanothus. I think every single garden should have a Ceanothus.
Totally
it doesn't
agree.
matter whether you've got a small garden or a large garden or a medium-sized garden. You can definitely fit this in. It is a feature. It's a real feature once this starts to bloom for you in around May time, when this gets absolutely covered in these gorgeous lilac pom-pom blooms. That is absolutely stunning, and it really does draw your attention. That is in a British garden. It is in my mum and dad's garden. That was filmed just earlier on, I was going to say this year, but we are in a new year. So
yeah, I keep saying that.
That was filmed around May time last year, and just look how stunning that is.
Yeah.
That is going to draw your attention. It is beautiful. If you want to put it into a border, it looks great. That's exactly where that one is positioned, and it will get to a really decent size. However, if you don't have that much space, you can absolutely maintain the size of it. You can trim it, you can cut it back, or you could even keep it in a pot just like Shaun's mum used to.
Yes, my mum had one in a pot for about 8 years and it did fabulously well, but it is now in her border. So that is reduced in price massively today. It's Bex's Plant of the Week, 510886. And then my Plant of the Week is also only £6.99.
We picked a couple of good ones
here.
here.
We are after some deals this January, aren't we? And this is the Gardenia Jasminoids Pinwheel. It's evergreen. It's covered in these beautiful glossy leaves, but in summertime, you're going to get these really pretty white flowers. And not only do they look really pretty and dainty, the fragrance on this Gardenia is phenomenal. And you can plant this in beds and borders, but we recommend having it in a pot so then you can move it around your garden and enjoy that fragrance wherever you are sitting. And it is one of the world's first hardy gardenias, so it's hardy down to -10, and it does come with our YouGarden lifetime guarantee because it is winter hardy.
It does indeed, and also just a quick one on there. It does prefer an ericaceous compost, so
yes, good point.
Wonderful thing to keep it in a pot because that just makes life a little bit easier. Though you can plant it out into a border, you just need to mix some ericaceous compost into the hole when you're planting it.
So those are our two plants of the week. They're both only $6.99, 511364. But there is more.
There is more
Because on this table, in fact, not just on this table, compost, heavy-duty pots, strulch, and all of these plants, they are all with free postage. So compost, heavy-duty pots, which are brilliant at this time of year. All of these plants and bulbs, and we've got a double pack of strulch. I know it's been really wet, and that does mean that the slugs and snails, they're having a bit of a party right now. We've got strulch on a double pack with free delivery, and that is a brilliant suppressant for slugs, snails, weeds, and so many other benefits. So this whole side here has got free postage and packaging. But Bex has also got some amazing deals over her side of the potting shed.
Yes, over my side here, this is an entire table of your buy one, get one free offers. So we really are trying to do some deal spotting, some deal hunting during January. Starting over this side, we've got our Astilbe. This is a buy one, get one free. So you put one in your basket, you enter the code that you can see on the screen there, YGTV0124, and we will automatically enter the second one into the basket for you. Shaun's been telling me I need to get these for my garden, so I think I'm going to be adding these in. We've got some great deals on a variety of different pots here, all of them buy one get one free. The Torino, the bird trellis, the Tuscany, and also the Knox hanging basket. Put one into your basket, enter the code, we will enter the second one into your basket for you. And our other buy one get one free on this side of the table is our Gladioli bulbs. This one is our Stuart, our head of technical, his plant of the week, because this is it's 100, isn't it? Yeah. So you add 100 into your basket, enter the code, and we will automatically enter another 100 bulbs into the basket for you. Just £14.98 to get 200 Gladioli bulbs delivered direct to your door. Got some deals for you.
We certainly have. Right, Bex, come and join me. Should we start over here then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Honestly, we are so delighted to be back here with YouGarden TV, and so many great deals. We're going to start though with the Dutch Iris collection, and honestly, the most beautiful irises, the most wonderful colour palette. But again, £17.99 with postage included. Or if you double up on these for an extra £2, you can get 200 Dutch Irish bulbs. And when it comes to Dutch irises, I love the height, I love the flowers, I love the way that these look in beds and borders. They really, I think irises can add so much to any garden, and very easy to grow, of course.
Yeah, very, very simple to grow, absolutely. And this is going to be fantastic if you plant these en masse. They're not flowers that you want to plant individually, and this is why there is this fantastic double-up deal for you, because you're going to want to plant 30 or 40 of these together in a bunch.
And that shows you how good they look together.
Amazing, and it is that colour mix.
It is.
Irises are beautiful, they're very iconic, very recognisable flowers, but planted together in a group like that with that gorgeous colour mix, they are going to really brighten up any border, any pot that you plant these in, reaching about 50-60 centimetres in height. So I'm going to suggest maybe middle of the border for these, but these are going to be great if you sort of mix them in with your other plants. Flowering in the summertime for you, June, July time, absolutely brilliant to use as a cut flower for bringing indoor displays as well.
Oh, love those. And you are getting a double-up deal for just £19.99, and postage, free postage and everything on this side of the potting shed. Now, we really urgently need to talk about strulch, because we are doing, it's the first time we've done this in ages actually, a double pack of strulch with, again, free postage. And obviously it has been very wet in the UK over the past month or so, and that does mean things like slugs, snails, they love it when it's wet, don't they?
They do love it when it's wet, and of course it's quite mild as well at the moment, okay, so it's not too cold, so yeah, they are going to start poking their heads up and coming out. So strulch is an absolutely fantastic product to have if you want to get rid of them.
And we have got an amazing price on this. I'll give you the details, because it is a double pack of strulch, and we are doing it today. That is brilliant for £36.97. That's the best deal we've done on strulch in a long time, isn't it?
It is fantastic, and normally, I mean, we have never brought it to you on our YGTV shows, but in our previous world, whenever we've brought a twin pack before on our previous shopping channels. It has always been incredibly popular, this twin pack. So
I can say now I've not worked there for years.
No, absolutely.
But we had a lovely time when we were there.
We did have a lovely time.
Only joking.
But yeah, the twin
great.
pack has always been very popular in the past, so I'm really excited to be bringing it to you for the first time on YGTV. This stuff is amazing for a whole bunch of reasons. Obviously, yes, it's great to keep away the slugs and the snails. There's no pellets, there's no poisons. It's a really nice way of getting rid of them because it doesn't hurt them, it doesn't damage them. There's just something in it that makes them go and slither off somewhere else.
They just don't like the feel of it. So if you put it around plants that would normally get eaten by slugs and snails, they just basically don't go there, they move on.
Which is really good at this time of the year because a lot of our bulbs and things like that, they're going to start poking up through the ground. You know, the slugs and the snails like to feed on new growth coming through of a lot of those things. So this is great to put around the ground.
But also, it's a brilliant weed suppressant as well.
Fantastic
Nothing
weed
worse
suppressant.
And actually, because it has been fairly mild, I know it's been wet and mild, but there's quite a lot of weeds still around. So a brilliant weed suppressant, restricting growth up to 95%. In the summertime, because I mean, with climate change, things are all over the place, but sometimes we get really dry weeks in the summer. It's brilliant for keeping moisture in.
Absolutely, yeah, which over the summer months is going to be fantastic, isn't it? It means you need to water less, which is always a benefit.
But doesn't it neaten everything up as well?
It looks so pretty. It really does. It looks even and uniform. And I mean, I definitely need to invest in, a few bags of strolch to spread around my borders.
And the weather, obviously the weather is changing over the next couple of weeks. There's a high pressure moving in, and that means we're going to get a lot drier weather. But it does mean it's going to get colder as well. And this is brilliant as a mulch, of course, as well.
Indeed, yeah. There's so many benefits to go for this. You know, at different points in the year, it will play a different role for you.
And we should say, even if you don't need to use it right now, you could buy it now.
Oh, yeah.
And just store it until you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now is the time to get it while we've got this amazing deal because we do not bring the twin pack very often.
And not at that price.
And certainly not at that price.
So if you do want it, best price we've seen in ages. It's a twin pack of strolch. And I know it won't be too long till maybe some of you start growing your vegetables, and sometimes slugs can literally destroy growth on veg and I mean plants like marigolds, hostas. There's certain plants that slugs can literally eat overnight.
Yeah, as you say, overnight they can be gone.
Yeah, and it's so depressing when that happens.
It really is.
So brilliant for so many reasons, but particularly with it being wet, just making sure those slugs and snails do not eat the things that you love. Good morning to Neil,
Philip, and Elaine, and George. Good morning. Good morning to you all. How are you doing?
Yeah,
how's your Thursday morning?
Oh, this is good, isn't it?
This is brilliant.
Yeah. See, whenever Bex wears this jumper, it just makes me smile for the whole show. I'm like, ding.
Got my rainbow top on.
But it is lovely. We drove to work this morning, and the sun was shining. Things were beginning to dry out. The roads were quite wet yesterday. They were a bit drier today.
Yeah.
The sun was... It's really sunny today. And it just makes you think, you know what? Spring isn't that far away.
It really isn't that far away. And you know what? There's lots of jobs we're going to start doing, isn't there? You know, I'm definitely going to be starting to sow my seeds.
Yes.
I'm going to do some seed planting. What am I planting? What were those things I got? Sweet peas.
Yes.
That's it. I'm going to do my sweet peas soon.
I'm trying to think what I've got. I've got sweet peas, obviously.
Are you going to do cosmos again?
Going to do cosmos again. Yep.
I might try cosmos this year.
Oh, they're so easy.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got some seeds you can have.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Love that. Love a freebie.
What else am I tomatoes, but not quite yet.
No, not yet.
No, but anyway, we've got loads to excite you with your gardens. But if you want the strolch, be super quick. Now, we have also got on our free P&P table, honestly, the most amazing deal with our Rose Garden Glamour collection. 5 bare roots in mixed colours, working out £4 each with no postage to pay. Now, honestly, we know that if we planted... In fact, right, absolute truth, as we drove in today, did you see all the pallets of roses outside?
I did, yes.
There were lots of roses ready to go in 2-litre pots. And obviously, depending on the rose variety, the price can be $16.99, $19.99 for a rose in a pot.
Yes.
If you want to save loads of money, they will. Yeah, there were these grown on. But if you want to be really smart and savvy, you can have 5 roses today, grow them yourself for £4 each. And even our usual RIP is great on these. But I know there may be some of our gardening friends out there, Bex, that have never planted a bare root rose. It's so easy, isn't it?
It's really, really easy. Yes, absolutely. So they come to you like this. They're all wrapped up in this sort of cling wrap here. They are labelled. You can see the little different coloured labels that you've got on here. So that denotes the colour of the rose, that you take out. All you have to do is unwrap them from this wrap. You're going to soak them in some water. Good couple of hours. You can even leave them overnight if you want to, but they need a good drink, basically. Once you've done that, they are ready to plant out, and that is so simple. You plant them out just like you would plant a potted plant. That's basically it. Dig a nice deep hole, maybe spread some mycorrhizal fungi into the hole, or some bloodfish and bone, whatever is your choice. We recommend the mycorrhizal fungi, and then plant them into the hole. That's basically it. The union, the join at the bottom of the rose. In fact, let me grab the other one.
We've got one here, Bex.
You got one there? Perfect.
It's Abracadabra coming up later, but same principle.
Same principle. This is the union. So you want to make sure that that is underneath the soil surface. So I would plant to about here. And that's it. Water it in and then wait. Once the spring comes, which isn't that far away, you will start seeing new growth. You will start seeing new sprouts coming off here. And you will get the most beautiful display of roses from all 5 of those bare roots in there. And we have some of the most gorgeous collections in here. So you're getting 5 different colours. That one's the Arthur Bell, the first rose I ever planted in my garden.
That's quite a famous rose, that one.
It's beautiful. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. I do love a yellow rose. I also love with the yellow bell, the Arthur Bell, how it starts this kind of bright yellow and then it turns a kind of creamy colour. There's a colour changing thing that goes on with it.
And then these are some of the other ones here.
That's the peace one, the orangey coloured one. So that one was provided to delegates at the end of World War II.
Is this the Queen Elizabeth?
Queen Elizabeth pink. It's in the top 10 of roses of all time. It was made for the coronation of our late Queen in 1954. The white one is the Pascali. That was voted a world's favourite rose previously as well. We've also got Queen Elizabeth Red. Is that one?
Yes, we have.
Oh, that's me, Arthur Bell again. But then we've got Queen Elizabeth Red in there.
She's coming, don't worry.
Which is a beautiful classic where you get clusters of gorgeous red roses. All of them winter hardy, so have our lifetime guarantee.
And honestly, a great time to plant these over the next few weeks.
Totally.
$19.99 for all 5 with free postage as well. That is a great collection. 530011 is the item number.
Make sure that you use your code, please. This is our free postage or postage included area. But in order to get that postage included, you do need to enter that code that's on the screen there, YGTV0124.
24. And George has just messaged saying that he loves his strulch and it has got his slug problem under control. The last garden that I had loads of slugs. Funny enough, where I live now, I don't seem to get many at all.
Well, that's it. You're going to get loads now. You've said it.
No, I've been there 3.5. I think it's because I live in the country now and there's lots of birds and things and hedgehogs. I don't know, but I don't get many slugs.
Good.
But my last house, it was a nightmare with slugs until I discovered strulch. It really was. They were just everywhere, and it was so frustrating.
Well, I used the strulch for the first time last year because I previously, a few years ago, planted a hosta. They ate it within 2 days, and I thought, well, I'm never planting hosta. And then I discovered strulch through doing these shows with YouGarden. And I used it in my pots where I'd planted my hostas.
And I saw your hostas.
They were amazing,
weren't they?
They
were perfect.
There were no holes in there. They lasted all through the summer, and they're going to come back next year. They're going to be beautiful.
And the thing is, if you don't get strulch down in time, sometimes the hostas can start coming through, and just as it starts to look nice, literally the slugs decimate them. So get the strulch day, an amazing deal. I know we've had quite a few messages from regulars saying, is strulch going to be on offer? It is on an offer today, 100,149. Now, also, we did forget to mention, when you spend £40 or more, you'll get free delivery on the entire order. So if there are some things with postage on them, get your order to over £40 and then all the postage will be taken off. Just always use our code, which is YGTV0124. But that still gets you towards that £40. So if there's something else that's got postage on it, add it to your order and we'll take the P&P off. Now, we've also got for you, we're very excited about these, the carpet lilies. You grew these, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. So I planted these for the first time last year and I was really amazed. I mean, I do love a lily anyway. I think they're really beautiful flowers. I love the fragrance that you get from lilies. But what I really really loved about these is that they're the carpet lilies, so they are much shorter, only reaching about 30 centimetres in height.
Yeah, that's a lot more compact for lily, isn't it?
So much more compact. If you think about, lilies, they can get to 60, 70, even 80 centimetres in height, can't they?
We have got the skyscraper ones that can get to about 6 to 7 feet. But these are more compact. And a lot of gardens nowadays are smaller. When new housing estates are built, the gardens are generally smaller than they were when we grew up. I think we had quite a big garden. When I look back as a child, we had a big garden. So these are brilliant for smaller gardens and pots, of course, as well.
Yeah, wonderful in pots as well. And also, they're not going to need staking. I planted loads of lilies last year, and I do adore them, but, they needed staking. And if that frustrates you, you're not going to have to do that with these. You've got the flame mix in here as well. You can see why we've called it the flame mix, can't you? Look at those gorgeous,
lovely hot colours.
Yeah, hot, bright yellows, oranges, reds. Definitely plant these together in a group. Don't do what I did. I planted one here and one there and one over there. They look cute, don't get me wrong, but it didn't really work, just one little lily coming up. So you want to plant them in little groups together. And again, that's why we've given you this amazing double up deal included on this.
Yeah, so $9.99 for 10, but for another £5 you can go for 20 of these. And they will come back year after year after year, of course. And over the years you get more and more gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. They would make a nice cut flower, but obviously they would be more compact as a cut flower.
Yeah, which is wonderful. That might be exactly the look that you're looking for. And remember that each of these flowers, each of these bulbs, one stem that comes up can have multiple flowers on there. They can have 3-4 flowers on there. So we're not just talking one flower per stem. You can get multiples. They're
just going to add such a wonderful, warm, cheery glow to any garden, and they are available today with, of course, postage included. All of this section is free P&P 650-059. Very easy to grab. I know when we worked together on a previous shopping channel, they gave the presenters a task of all growing lilies, and some presenters were really good at gardening, some were absolutely useless.
Oh, right.
But the reason we're all given lilies is because they're so easy.
They are easy. Yeah, well, that's one of them. As I say, I planted them individually, and I don't recommend
great
that.
Flowers.
But look at the colour. Yeah. Look how glossy and shiny those petals look. I love the colour, and they really did stand out in my borders, even planted individually like that. And I can't wait to see what they do this year, because obviously they do come back bigger and better.
Yeah, they do.
Every year as well. So I should be looking out for those this summer.
Great to be back in the potting shed today.
It's lovely, isn't it? Love being in here.
Very excited about spring. I'm counting the weeks. I was thinking today, 4 weeks in January. February's a short month, so only about 4 weeks. That's 8.
And then
we're
into March.
I know I shouldn't be wishing the year away, but it's only 8 weeks till.
I know.
About 8 weeks till March. And I have got a few bulbs beginning to come up as well. Right, Daphne is next. Again, free postage on the Daphne. Beautiful leaves. Bear in mind it's January right now. Look how gorgeous those leaves are.
They are beautiful. Absolutely. We want some gorgeous evergreen foliage. I mean, I got a lot of deciduous plants in my garden.
Yeah.
I definitely need to mix in
a lot
some
of
more
twigs
evergreen.
right now.
Yeah, I definitely need to mix in some more evergreens, and this is evergreen for you. So you will have lovely foliage all year round, but it is the flowers and the fragrance that we want this for. The Perfume Princess has a few added benefits when it comes to Daphne, because the flowers that you get on the Perfume Princess, they're much larger than other Daphnes. They can be 4 times as large as other Daphne flowers, and the fragrance that you get from these are beautiful. Plus, this flowers all the way along the stem as well, which is what sets it apart from other Daphnes.
And look at that, when you see it in full bloom, it's magnificent. Lovely colour as well, don't you think? Really quite delicate.
I do, I really like it. But this isn't, as you say, it looks delicate, but it absolutely isn't. It is winter hardy, so it has our lifetime guarantee. You can use these as cut flowers as well, so it's wonderful to bring that scent indoors, isn't it? They are wildlife friendly. The bees, the butterflies are going to absolutely adore these. But what I love about Daphnes they are slow growing, low maintenance, high impact, and that I think has got to be a benefit to any gardener. Thank you.
Yeah. My mum actually had one of these in her last garden, and I do remember the fragrance was divine. She had it just next to the driveway, so I'd pull up, open the door, and you could really smell that fragrance. It's just amazing. But it is a really neat shrub to grow. I've got all sorts in my garden, including things like buddleias and When I think about Budley, it always ends up looking a bit straggly and at times needs a good prune, but you can see how well and beautifully compact that grows as well. As Beck said, relatively slow, moderate growth on that one, so it's not going to invade or take over, but it's going to give you beauty and fragrance for many years to come. 511 038. All of this, remember, this whole side is all free postage today, including heavy-duty pots, squelch and compost as well.
Yes.
Right, bit of magic now. Do you remember the song?
No.
There's a song called Abracadabra.
Oh, yes.
I want to reach out and
grab you.
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember? I don't know who sang it.
I don't. Stuart will know.
Who sang it?
He'll tell us.
I can't say it now. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
The group chat will know, they'll know. But anyway, this... Yeah.
Sorry. You didn't know I couldn't sing, did you?
That wasn't bad, actually. That wasn't bad. Right, but this rose is truly magical. It's a bare roots, so again, very easy to plant. Great time to plant it right now. But it is magical. I don't think I've ever seen a rose quite like this one, have you?
I love it. Oh. I love the bi-coloured petals that you're getting on here. Those lovely velvety, I don't want to say red, it's more maroon colour, but then you get those buttery yellow stripes in there as well. It almost looks unreal, doesn't it? It looks like it's been made, it looks like it's been painted. I just think it is one of the most stunning roses that you could potentially have in your garden. Very unique, very standout, isn't it?
In fact, I got a message yesterday on my social media, one of our viewers, a lady, and in fact, forgive me, I've forgotten your name right now, it will come back to me, but she'd just planted her Abracadabra rose.
Really?
And I said, what a great choice.
That is a great choice.
And we were saying, if you could imagine a florist putting together a really expensive designer bouquet and using some of those.
It would be, we were saying yesterday, weren't we, this would be in the premium bouquet. You know, you can go and you can get, so you've got the lower end bouquet, and you've got the higher end bouquet that you're going to buy for a special occasion. It's definitely going to be in the higher end bouquet, isn't it? Bouquet.
And that, what I love about gardening, I love it when friends and family come round and they look at my garden like, what on earth's that? What's that? And that has got that wow factor, hasn't it?
It has, and also because within the clusters of the flowers that you get on here, this one has an average of about 7 flowers per cluster, which is actually quite a lot, isn't it? You know, I'm thinking about my Arthur Bell, which has wonderful clusters of maybe 4 or 5. This one has an average of about 7 flowers per cluster. It's also supposed to be almost thornless as well. Not completely thorn-free, but almost thornless. So if the thorns on roses, you know, normally put you off, then maybe this is one that would do the job for you.
There really isn't.
All the roses that we bring you, they are bred to be disease-resistant. They are all winter hardy, so they all have our lifetime guarantee. And if you're new to us, what that means is that if we tell you it has it's fully winter hardy and it has our lifetime guarantee, if it fails to thrive in your garden, if you've done everything you're supposed to do to look after it, but it still doesn't thrive, all you have to do is get in touch with our customer services department, let them know what's happened, and they will replace it for you absolutely free of charge.
It gives you really great peace of mind.
All you have to do is cover any postage cost to get it out to you, but that's it. We will replace it for you. But that's the confidence that we have in the plants that we provide.
Well, thank you to everyone that's watching today. I really appreciate your company. Any questions, then you can ask us on the group chat.
Right, Neil's been in touch. Gin and tonic plant. He wants to know where it needs to be planted. Okay, so it needs a gin and tonic plant. It needs to be a sheltered spot, doesn't it?
Sheltered.
And a little bit shady, dappled or full shade, something.
Yeah.
Probably dappled shade, but somewhere definitely sheltered.
Well, thank you, Neil. Nice to have you back. But yeah, any questions, do let us know. So, Bex, what's your favourite of this side?
Well, I'm going to say carpet lilies because I've got them and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, I'm going to go with carpet lilies, but I do think this is a winning table, to be honest with you. There's a lot on here that's good for a variety of reasons.
If I was to choose a product, I'm going to say
You're going to go Strolch.
I am, because it's a brilliant deal today. But I do love the Rose Glamour collection as well.
It's great value, that
really
collection.
Is. £4 a rose.
Yeah.
I run a garden club in our village, and we we have a plant sale every year, and we sell things really quite cheaply.
Yeah,
We grow things, it's all to raise money for the club. But honestly, I could buy those roses from YouGarden and pot those up, and even at our plant sale, we sell things cheaply.
You'd still make a profit.
Yeah, I could sell those at our plant sale for like £12 each, and that's low, but I still make a big profit.
Yeah, you would.
That's what we're doing. And then don't forget, Bex and I have also chosen a plant of the week.
Yeah.
Mine is the gardenia, because first of all, I love the smell, the fragrance.
It's beautiful.
But this is one of the world's first winter hardy gardenias, hardy down to -10. The leaves are lovely as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
really glossy.
you know I'm a big fan of glossy evergreen.
You are.
Love it. It's something quite luscious and healthy about a glossy evergreen leaf. But yeah, it's the fragrance that you're going to get from this that is going to really, really set your nose alight.
And the flowers, this is the pinwheel Gardenia jasminoids, and it almost looks to me like a fine gold ribbon has been wrapped around the centre.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It's quite unique, isn't
they're
it?
magical.
I love them.
Relatively slow growing, likes sunny spot, of course.
Loves a sunny spot, absolutely. It is wildlife friendly, obviously. They're going to absolutely adore them. But it's quite easy to grow, very low maintenance, nice and compact, couple of feet height and spread on this one. Yeah. So I think it's perfect for a pot, particularly because it prefers a bit of an ericaceous compost. But you can plant it out into borders as well.
And it's only $6.99. So that's my pick today. It's my plant of the week. 5 to 1, 3, 6, 4. And what's your pick, Bex?
Mine is going to be the Ceanothus.
Yes.
Because, it's fantastic. Let's talk about the price, shall we? Because this is £6.99 for a really well-established, beautiful Ceanothus. The only reason it is this low is because somebody over-ordered, basically. Yeah. We bought too many of them and we need to clear some space. There is no other reason that this is down at $6.99. You know, a normal offer on this, usual price is $14.99. We might do $12.99 or maybe even $9.99. So $6.99 is a complete steal.
Really good.
For a plant that's going to be so standout.
And the thing is, any that don't get sold, the likelihood is they'll be grown on here at the nursery, they'll be repotted in our premium compost, and then they'll command a far higher price when they're in a bigger pot. So to get that size at $6.99 is incredible. Don't forget, we have got a brand new free gift today as well. So the puzzle books, we had those yesterday. There's only a few left, but if you want them, they're in our clearance section on our website. But our free gift today is this gorgeous selection of miniature narcissi. So they're going to go to about 25 centimetres these?
Yeah, about 25 centimetres. Yeah. I like the miniatures because I think, and I love daffodils, I love the big ones, but I just think that the miniatures are more versatile. You can plant them in more places than you can the taller ones. Also, they're not going to suffer from wind damage. You know, sometimes the daffs can blow over, can't they? But with the shorter ones, not so much of a problem. And you can even plant them into your lawn.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? Yeah. And it's not too late to plant them. It really isn't.
No, get them out.
All you need to do is, I'd do it in the next couple of weeks. Now the weather's getting a bit better. YGTV0124 is the offer code you need to use to unlock all of the promotions and to get your free bulbs today. So everything on my table over there was postage included. But your table is pretty good as well.
Yeah, so I've got the buy one, get one free table over this side. Again, you need to use that code in order to get the free one. With a buy one, get one free deal, you put one into your basket, you enter the code YGTV0124, and we will automatically put the extra one into your basket, plus the free gift, obviously, as well.
So we'll start with the pots, if that's okay, because we've got a lovely selection of pots. And this one here is the Torino. All of these, as Bex has just said, buy one, get one free. So $3.99, but you will get two for that price, won't you?
You will, absolutely,
I like these.
I love the Torinos. And in actual fact, if you're getting your free gifts, your bulbs in here would be absolutely beautiful. But how many have we got? 35?
35, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably put 10 in there quite happily.
Do you know, I think I would.
I think I'd put 10 in there. It'd be a nice full pot once that springs into life for you. But yeah, I love these, and I've got a few of these planted. I've got primroses, I think, in mine at home at the moment. They're gorgeous. I love the kind of brushed metal effect on here, the lovely copper design, those lovely stripes down the bottom. It just adds that extra design element to them. But they're just absolutely gorgeous, very handy. If you were to multi-order and get, several of these, perhaps if you've got some steps steps or something, and you could put
that'd
them
be
down
nice,
the steps, you know, either side. That would look really, really pretty. But it is a buy one, get one free. They have the drainage holes already in the bottom. They are pre-drilled. You do not need to get a knife out or a drill or anything.
With the wet weather we've had, that's so important.
It really is.
I can pretty much guarantee a lot of our gardening friends out there, some of your pots will be waterlogged because they've not got the right drainage. All of our pots here at YouGarden do have really great drainage. And they are designed, I'm not being funny, but a lot goes into the design of these.
Yeah, there really is. You know, just with a slightly raised bits in order for the drainage to, you know, to still come out the sides. They are plastic. Please don't be a pot snob like I used to be. I thought pots had to be terracotta or metal or glazed ceramic or something. I used to spend more on the pot than I did on the plant, but actually it's not necessary. The plastic ones that we bring you, the majority are all frost resistant, they're all UV stabilised, so they're designed to last you a long time. And if you drop them, they're not going to crack and break like they would if that was a terracotta pot.
And I think the truth is manufacturing has come on so much in the last few years. Plastic pots did used to be a bit naff, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, I remember them when they had the seam down. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I mean,
they did look awful.
Oh, they did.
They don't look look awful now.
They're lovely.
You know, you can't tell even close up that this is a plastic pot.
No, you can't.
And them being plastic means that they're much more lightweight and obviously more durable for you.
And I just love having pots in my garden. Although I've got some really big beds and borders, pots are great because they're easy to redo, to refresh. You can change them and move them around as well. Good morning to Malcolm, who's just joined us as well. First time this year.
Malcolm.
Happy New Year to everyone, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not too late to say that, is it?
No, we're fine. We're fine.
And we're going to have a great year gardening here with YouGarden. We really are.
Yeah, we are.
And looking forward to seeing your gardens. Right, our next buy one, get one free is the bird trellis planters. These are amazing. In fact, you bought these.
I did. So
you bought them as gifts for your...
I did, as gifts for the mum and the mother-in-law.
Were they
my
happy?
son planted these up. So we gave them one each. And we planted them up and we put the hellebores in. And they were given to them as their Christmas presents.
Were they happy?
And they loved them. So I'm really excited to... I wish I'd taken... I just didn't have the phone out on Christmas Day. It was all a bit busy, so I didn't get any pictures. But I will take pictures of them when they're in... In fact, I'm going to visit my mum and dad this afternoon. It's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad, if you're watching. Mum was watching yesterday, so she might have it on again today.
Did you think you were any good?
Oh, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She just said, I was watching you yesterday. That was it.
No, see, my mum's the opposite. My mum is completely biased to anything.
You're beautiful,
anything
you're
I've ever been
wonderful.
on, my mum's has been, oh, you're the best on that.
Mums are good for that.
Yeah.
I do the same.
My mum does love you as well.
I like it. Thank you.
My mum says, oh, I love that young girl you work with. She's really good.
She's my favourite.
She calls you Bix there.
I like Bix.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Hello, Bix.
She always gets. She had to go to that. I just forget your name completely. She goes, that young. Oh, it's always that young girl. That young girl you're with. Right, I better give you the details of these because they are on a buy one get one free. They're normally $7.99 each, but today they're normally $8.99 actually, but they are $5.99. But that is for two. You do need to put the off code in to get the special promotion. Can we just say as well, if you are not a member of our YouGarden discount club, I'd make it a New Year's resolution to be one. Yes. Because our club is brilliant. These are the two memberships that are currently available. And basically, if you spend £50 or more this year, 2024, on plants and compost, I mean, that's only £1 a week. Yeah. So basically, if you're going to spend £50 this year on YouGarden TV, you might as well become a club member. Now, the auto renewal is only £5 today. It was £20, so you're saving £15. All that happens is at the end of the 12 months, it will automatically renew, but you can cancel it if you wish. But the great thing is, if you lock in now, that price of £5 will never go up. So for the rest of your life, we will only charge you £5 £5 a year. Or you can go for the one-off membership, which is £10, but it is just a one-off for 12 months. The benefits there, 10% off every plant and accessory. You'll also get £20 worth of vouchers that you can use over the next 12 months, one every 3 months, and so many other brilliant, brilliant benefits of joining the club. But I'm so glad I joined, aren't you?
Oh, you've saved a fortune, haven't you?
I have.
Shaun has 3 gardens to look after because he's got his own garden, which is quite big. You've got your mum's
Yeah,
garden.
mine's a third of an acre. That is big.
It's a big garden.
Nowadays, that's big.
You've got your mum's garden and you've got the pub garden.
And I've got
so
the pub.
you're saving so much money, aren't you?
In fact, the pub garden is all done this year in YouGarden plants for the winter. Yeah.
I'm not surprised the amount of money you're saving. I've got just a regular, family garden and just the one to look after, and I've already saved a lot of money by being that club member. So it's definitely worth doing.
And it's just it gives me a buzz to see those discounts. And
it's
those
lovely.
It's great.
When you place an order and you can see, because it tells you how much you've saved.
Yeah, it's really good. Right.
Morning, Degsy.
Yes, morning.
He says planting bulbs in odd numbers, is that the best advice?
I think so.
Generally. But I mean, planting in general, the rule is that you plant in odd numbers. It really depends what you're planting.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was planting the iris bulbs, for example, I'm not going to be that careful on it being odd numbers. But yes, the general rule for any kind of planting scheme is odd numbers.
It gives it a far more natural look. But, I don't like to dictate to you, you should, some people like block colours, some people like mixed colours, some people like brights and like pastels. But in general, I do agree, odd numbers just looks more natural, doesn't
Absolutely,
it? But then if you've got, some people have got really modern formal gardens and they do everything
like
even.
Symmetry. See, I quite like symmetry, but then I also just like throwing them out and seeing what happens.
When I just had a balcony for a while. It was quite a big balcony, but I did it really modern because it was a modern flat, so everything was quite even and symmetrical in that. But now my garden is in the countryside, so it's all a bit more natural, isn't it?
Well, you've got your formal bit in the front.
Oh, I've got the formal bit in the front,
You've got formal garden at the front, and then it's kind of country cottage at the back.
But I think bulbs look great when they're just dotted around in clumps, odd numbers, don't you?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But do get your free bulbs today. Just make sure you put that
make sure you put the code in.
Right, we're going to go where we are going to go.
More pots.
A little bit rustic now. These are named after me. These are the aged look ones. By the way, if you want the bird trellis, $5.99. It is a buy one get one free, which is amazing value. But these are aged after me.
Like a fine wine. Gets better with age.
What about
that? Love these. Do absolutely.
You've not seen my body. But anyway,
I do adore
I am trying to
design.
get fit now this new year. But yes, we both love these.
Yeah.
Don't they look like a real terracotta?
They do, absolutely. And you've got that brushed effect going on with them. I like the contrast between the swags and tails design at the top and then the more angular design of those kind of diamond shapes at the bottom there. It definitely looks like something from Tuscany, doesn't it? It really does give you that kind of holiday feel. Again, I think if you were to multi-order these and get several of them, these would look great all lined up or maybe down some steps or something. Really good size, nice depth to them as well. Also got a decent amount of drainage holes, plus you've got the slightly raised bits here to allow for extra drainage to come out. Again, made of plastic, but durable. Frost resistant, UV stabilized, meaning that they are going to last you for a long time, but they are also lightweight because they're plastic. It means it's just easier for you to move them around your garden.
And don't forget, you are getting with every order today, and every separate order, as long as you use the code YGTV0124, you're going to get 35 of the miniature narcissi. And it isn't too late to plant them. I've planted bulbs in January quite a few times.
I've still got bulbs to plant. I will be planting that in the next week or so.
And I know there was a top gardener on one of the top TV gardening shows, and I'll never forget, he just said, look, if you've got bulbs, you can either keep them in a bag and just leave them and they'll just end up rotting.
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, but no good. Or you can actually give them a chance and plant them, and it's only early January. They may come up slightly later, and I'll be honest, sometimes when I planted bulbs really late, they've come up maybe slightly shorter the first year.
Yep.
Occasionally, but they will come up and they will be beautiful.
And they'll come up again and again and
again.
again.
Yeah, of course they will.
For many years.
And we did sell those.
We did?
Yeah, they were $9.99.
I think.
Yeah, they were.
I'm sure they were.
But they are free with every order today. And then we've also got, and these were really popular yesterday. In fact, these are the best seller. And these are our knots hanging basket in the bronze. Again, these are all buy one, get one free. I think these are fantastic too for less than a £5.
Yeah, for less than a £5, buy one, get one free. Put one in your basket, enter the code. We will put the second one in for you. They come with the hanging bits for you to attach.
Is that a professional term,
hanging
Bex?
bits.
The hanging bits.
I lost. I was going to say something rude.
I know you were. So these come with the hanging bits.
The hanger. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hook?
The hanging. No, that's not the word. Anyway. They come with the suspension bits for you to hang them. Now, they come off really easily and then they just clip back into place into the little recess bits here. So you can have them just as the pots on their own, but you can also hang them so that you can have them as proper hanging baskets too. These are also anti-twist, by the way, so they don't get all twisted
Which is
up
a really
in the
good
wind.
point, because sometimes in the wind they will twist.
Yeah, I've got chain ones that do sometimes get a bit twisted,
and then
which
they
are a bit
just
annoying.
don't hang very well.
The hanging bits.
Yeah. But what I like about these, because I have to do, gosh, some years I do about 25 hanging baskets with the pub and everything like that, and it gets a little bit laborious, but a lot of mine need liners and they need replacing every couple of years, and they're so expensive, you know, like the felt liners and things like that, really expensive. These, you'll never have to buy liners or moss or anything like that. But also, they're not too big, so they're very easy to fill. A couple of minutes and you've got those made.
Yeah, you're not using loads of compost in there either, are you? Yeah, these are absolutely brilliant. Excellent value. For under £5 to get 2 of them. And I do love the design on there. That's a gorgeous design.
I don't know about you, Bex, but sometimes, I don't want to say I put less effort in my winter baskets, but it's true. Sometimes I'll do bigger displays in the summer, but they could make great little winter hanging baskets, couldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've got them to use time and time again as well.
I'd use them as pots once you've taken the hanging bits off.
Hanging bits.
Yes. $4.99, a buy one, get one free. I'm in a cheeky mood today, sorry.
He is cheeky.
But we have now got the most sensational buy one, get one free on our Gladioli. So you normally get 100, but we're going to give you 200 for $14.98, again using the offer code. Now, Gladioli, as a cut flower, I love Gladioli. They're so dramatic and tall.
Really dramatic, aren't they? So tall, so beautiful, loads of gorgeous colours as well.
And they actually last, in a vase, they actually can last quite a few, well, I've had them last at least, I'd say, 10 days, at least. Yeah.
Well, I like the way they sort of open as well, because they sort of open in succession, don't they? Up as you can see in the picture, you can see some of them open down the bottom and then they gradually open towards the top, so you get a little bit of more interest going on with them. I love how, bees are going to adore the Gladioli. You can see a little bee bottom sticking out of those flowers. They're gorgeous. But they're getting nice and tall. Look at those colours. Look at those colours. The sweet shop confection of colours. They are so pretty.
And again, these look really great en masse. So I know it sounds a lot to get 200.
It's not though, is it?
It's not, no.
If you think you're going to plant probably 30 or 40 of those in a bunch together, so then if you multiply that out, you're going to get maybe 5 groups of your Gladioli, which is going to be, they're going to be so pretty. They're winter hardy as well. Obviously, they'll come back for you. You're definitely going to want to go towards the back of the border if that's where you're planting them. But you could put these into pots quite happily, couldn't you? You'd want a nice sort of taller pot to put them in. And great,
say, for really hiding ugly fences and things like that. So definitely back of the border.
Plant some Gladioli.
They'll flower midsummer, so June onwards.
Yeah, June onwards, June into July, maybe even into August as well, depending on weather and where you plant them, etc. But yeah, summer flowering and absolutely gorgeous.
And full sun or
full sun, I would recommend. I
think they do best in full sun.
I think they'll do best. A bit of shade is probably going to be fine. And obviously, I'm just thinking back of the border. That doesn't get full sun completely, does it? But as long as you're getting probably about 5 hours of sun throughout the day, your Gladioli should be absolutely fine.
And if 200 is too many for you, you could always give a bag of those away to a friend as well. Now, something that I want Bex to buy, and she decided to, earlier when we chatted, you said you are going to go for this.
I think I'll give it a go.
Yeah, Astilbe's. I grew these in my garden. One of the first things I planted, because my garden's only 3.5 years old. And I've got an area that's quite moist and fairly shady, sort of semi-shade, dappled.
Yeah.
And I planted Astilbes there. I bought them as bare roots, and they've done amazing.
Yeah.
They really love it there.
Well, they do like a slightly more moist area, and they definitely want dappled shade.
So I got it right.
So you absolutely got the perfect spot
The only
for
thing
them.
that I didn't get right is my colour mix, because my selection, I just got pink and cream, and I wish I'd had all these lovely colours.
Yeah, you want the bouquet mix.
Yeah.
Look at that
That's more like
beautiful
it.
complementary colour mix. The lovely lilac, the pink, the red, the creamy colour. Planting those en masse together in a group, those are going to be really, really beautiful. Stuart, our director, was talking about them being, they look like coral, don't they? They look like out of the water coral.
I think it's because you've got thousands of tiny little flowers clustered together, and it just creates a wonderful overall look and feel to them. They're amazing.
They're bold, they're beautiful, they're incredibly fragrant, which is definitely going to attract the wildlife into your garden as well. They're very easy to grow, they're very robust, definitely want to plant them en masse all together. They form clumps as well, so these are great because that means that you can divide those clumps. Probably about, and we were saying this yesterday, you're probably about time to divide yours.
Yes.
Every 3 to 4 years, you want to divide them because that's not only going to give you free plants, which is wonderful, but it helps to maintain the vigour of them.
I will divide them.
So they need dividing if you want to keep getting those beautiful displays.
And they are herbaceous, so they do die completely down during the winter months and come back year after year. The one thing I do know is that they really don't like being dried out. So they do like that moist environment.
I got the perfect spot for them.
You have?
I have. I've got the perfect spot for them.
So we'd love you to try this. The value today, because you're going to get buy one, get one free, so you get 10 bare roots for $12.99. They work out less than £1.30 each. That is amazing. So again, if they were in a pot, in flower or just in leaf about to go into flower, you could easily be paying, I think, $12.99 for one of those.
Oh, absolutely.
Established in a pot, you really could.
Well, they get about 2 feet height, don't they?
Yeah.
About 60 centimetres. Yeah,
mine are about that, I'd say.
And they spread by about the same.
Mine have got quite big, last year they're quite big clumps.
Yeah, so you want to just plant them into a space where they're going to fit, and obviously if you're going to plant 5 of them together, you need a good space to fit them into. And definitely try and plant them together because those colours are going to work really beautifully together.
They honestly, I love them, and I only discovered them in my own garden about 3 years ago. Right, so all of that is buy one, get one free, don't forget.
Yeah.
Some really nice deals with the pots.
I love it. I think it's a great, make sure you're using that code because what we were trying to bring you at YouGarden is gardening ideas, tips, help, advice, but also really good deals.
Yeah. and don't ever feel bad spending money on plants.
Never.
They give you so much joy and pleasure, don't they?
Love it. I absolutely love spending time in my garden. It's my favourite place to be. That and going on a dog walk.
And I'm so pleased that the weather, although it's going to be a bit nippy, you might get the odd little bit of frost from what I've seen with the weather forecast. It's going to be a lot drier and a lot sunnier, which is great. I love crisp winter days.
I love them.
Yeah.
I always used to think I was a summer girl, but actually I've learned this year I'm not so much. Maybe I'm getting older.
I've decided I'm a seasonal boy. I just like all the seasons for different reasons.
Yeah.
I still think spring is magical, don't you?
It is magical.
Yeah.
Because everything starts just popping back into life and things start shooting up from the ground and I'm always excited because I never know what I've planted and where I planted it because I'm just rubbish at labelling and remembering. So
That's part of the fun.
But it's fun. I start seeing these little shoots coming out of the ground. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be.
Hey, here's a question. Has anyone got any snowdrops coming out yet?
I need to check. I planted the snowdrops in the green
they'll be fine
last year. So they should be starting to pop up now,
a few more weeks. So let us know if you've got any snowdrops that are either out or about to come out. We'd love to hear from you. Right.
I'll go and have a look later.
One of our real goals this year is to try and encourage all of you lovely gardening friends out there to do a bit more grow your own. And we've got an amazing selection of grow your own on the YouGarden website. And today we've got 3 of the nation's favourite fruit trees: Braeburn, Conference Pear and Plum Victoria. These are all big names. So the Apple Braeburn, the Pear Conference and the Plum Victoria for $29.97. So they're actually half price. They're less than £10 each today. Postage is $6.99, but don't forget, if you get your order to over £40, so we've got things like the heavy duty pots that you could grow these in, get your order to over £40 and we will take that postage off. I love having fruit trees in my garden. I've got a few in pots. I don't have them in the ground. I've got them in heavy duty pots.
Yep.
But when you actually pick fruit from the trees, it's magical, isn't it?
Love it.
I mean,
I love it. I don't have, as I said to you earlier, I've got a normal family garden is what we'll call it. You know, I don't have an allotment. I don't have a massive space, but I still do some grow your own. I've got an apple tree growing. I've got garlic growing. I always do strawberries. I've done potatoes in the past. I'll be doing those again this year. It is exciting when you grow your own food and then you're able to pick it from the tree, from the bush, dig it out from the pot, whatever it might be, and then cook it and eat it yourself. Or if it's a fruit, you just eat it straight from the tree. There is nothing sweeter than the flavour of that particular fruit that you've just picked off the tree.
And one of my New Year's resolutions is just to be even more environmentally friendly. And I think I'm pretty good, but I think we can all probably do a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I used to think nothing of just going to the supermarket and buying any fruit and veg that I want, any time of the year. We got used to it, didn't we?
Doesn't matter because we fly it in.
Yeah,
we can get whatever we want.
Great. But actually, to go back to how it used to be, just eating seasonally, makes so much more sense. Not flying food or shipping it across the world. So why not grow your own apples, pears, and plums? You can always. I was going to say. Apples and pears you can keep for quite a few months as well.
Several months, yeah, absolutely.
People used to, didn't they?
Yeah.
I remember my mum said they'd wrap the apples in newspaper and store them in the shed.
Yeah,
things
absolutely.
Like that.
And you can do that. I mean, for example, with the pears, if you pick them before they're ripe, you can keep them for up to 2 months if you store them correctly. So there are ways that you can extend the picking season, because obviously you'll get a glut of them all in one go, and you've got to eat all these pears. No, you can store them. There's ways that you can blanch them and freeze them and things. You know, there's lots of things that you can do.
And with your plums, you can make some great jams and crumbles and things like that. But you might be thinking, I don't have room for 3 fruit trees.
Yes, you do.
You do with these.
Yeah, these are incredible because what's happened with these is they have all been grafted onto dwarfing rootstock, which is a really meticulous process. It's incredibly clever the way that they do this. So these aren't going to get ridiculously tall. We're talking 2.5 metres in height. Obviously, you've got the canopy at the top, so there will be a spread of a couple of metres on there as well. But they can be grown in pots. Our heavy duty pots that we've got on the show that are free postage, there's a pack of 4 of them there. You could buy these, you could buy those with your mini orchard fruit tree collection, and you could plant those 3 trees in those 3 pots, and you could be growing your apple Braeburn, your pear conference, and your plum Victoria in pots. That means you don't have to have a massive garden. You don't have to have an orchard. You could put them into pots on your patio and be picking those fruits later on this year.
Now, or if you have got room, just plant them in the ground. As we said, these are never going to grow 12, 15 foot high.
No. Absolutely not. And they're all self-fertile varieties.
Yes, good point.
So you don't have to worry about, I need another apple tree to... You don't need to worry. They are self-fertile varieties, so that's not going to be an issue for you.
And you should get some fruit this year.
Yes.
Now, we're not going to guarantee a huge amount in the first year.
No.
But second, third year onwards, you're going to get masses, kilos and kilos of Braeburn apple, conference pear and plum Victoria. And I will point out that a lot of the big DIY stores, even supermarkets, they will sometimes sell fruit trees, but a lot of the varieties you may not have heard of, and if you've not heard of them, probably not always, but it might mean that they're not that easy to grow or the fruit's not that delicious. But also, a lot of trees that I've seen in the supermarkets are what I call a whip. So just a stick, very few branches. These are already got several branches on them. Really good shape.
And very carefully looked after here. This is how they get planted out, okay? So you take them out of the wrap, you soak them. You're going to soak them for a good couple of hours.
I'll be honest,
at least.
I would have probably used a slightly bigger.
Yeah, I might have used a bigger pot than that. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
As long as you're soaking them.
Yeah, I just made it a bit easier with the bigger.
So once you've had a good few hours worth of soaking, you can then plant them out. As you can see, it's using our premium professional compost, our heavy duty pots. Bit of compost in the bottom. He's putting a bit of feed in there. Now it's up to you what you use. I can't quite see which one he's using. It could be mycorrhizal fungi, it could be some bloodfish, but whatever you want, put that in there. And then we're going to then just plant it in with the Premium Professional Compost. Filling up that pot. You can see where the root is there. That's where we're going to go to. Excuse me. Firm that down. Make sure you firm it down because you want to remove any air pockets from around the roots there.
Then a good water.
Yeah, that's it. Give it a good water and then just sit back and wait.
I mean, it's as easy as that. And where the grafting joint is there, just make sure that is above the ground level.
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
It's a bit different with your bare root roses. That bit the union goes below. With these, it goes above.
So can we just recap what was used in that little demonstration? So obviously you've got your 3 fruit trees, the Bredman apple, the Conference pear, and the Plum Victoria. We did use our Premium Professional Compost, which we cannot rate highly enough. I say we cannot rate it highly enough. You cannot rate it highly enough. And then we did use the heavy-duty pot. So the compost has got free postage, $24.98, 100, 125. We will talk about that a little bit later on.
And 100 litres would do.
Perfect.
It would be perfect actually for 3 pots because they're 30-litre pots. So that would be absolutely fine.
And then the heavy-duty pots, which are, honestly, it's the best product that we've both ever bought from YouGarden in terms of something we use every time we garden.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. And great for fruit trees, great for, I've grown strawberries in here, I've grown tomatoes, you've done potatoes.
I've got garlic currently, it's starting to sprout.
Oh, good.
It's starting to sprout. I saw yesterday, it's coming out the top, yeah. I've got a cordyline growing in one of them as well, and a rose growing in one.
I've got 2 Christmas trees, but I've moved them now.
Yeah, hide them. You don't need them until next year.
Yeah, you've had your day. So I've put them somewhere just a little bit out of the way.
But I also use those pots for garden clearance. So if I'm ever out there cutting back any trees or weeding or whatever, I use it as a trug, basically. And we have got 4 of those with free postage for $19.99. They're really heavy duty. They are commercial pots. Yeah. The handles, I've had mine 10 years. They've never broken off, and they've got great drainage as well. So those are the 3 things that we use there for the fruit trees. Honestly, you love growing those. You really will. And they'll give you fruit for years to come. You could save hundreds of pounds. Well, decades. Those trees will outlive us. Yeah.
We're trying to get more healthy at the moment, so we are eating more fruit.
He's not buying donuts in the morning.
We've had
He's being good.
2 donut-free days.
Donut-free days.
So there's a little supermarket, some of you regulars know that I always go to before work, and I always bring in coffees.
He brings us a latte.
Yeah, but I normally bring donuts in, and I stood there today and I was waiting for the coffees to be made, and honestly, these donuts were doing
they know what they're doing.
So
they put the donuts right next to the coffee machine.
And I was like this. I was like this. But I resisted.
Well done.
I've not lost any weight. I've not gained any more.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Come February.
To be honest, I've got tomorrow's a really sunny day, and I'm going to be out in the garden. That'll burn off a few.
Of course it will. That's why I love gardening. Gives me my exercise.
Yeah, it's true. Don't you find a day in the garden though? You really do feel it, don't you?
It's some of the best exercise. It really is.
Right. We wanted to grow some potatoes as well, and we have got the perfect Patio potato growing kit for you right now. Does include the heavy duty pots. You get 3 on this one, so we just talked about those. Hey, actually, the value on this, Bex, is really good, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Isn't it?
Yes,
because I'm just thinking you got £15 worth of pots there, at least if you do the maths.
Yep. Plus you're getting the potatoes, plus you're getting the fertiliser included as well. All you need to add to this deal is some compost. And again, 1 set of our compost gives you 100 litres, and that's as much as you need to add into this. And you can then be growing your own potatoes. I did this last year, and it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
You got the boys involved, didn't you?
I got my... There you go. He is. There's my youngest getting involved in that. We'd emptied We'd emptied the potatoes out into that one there so that it was easier for him to dig through. But look, he was having such a good time digging through there and finding all the potatoes. With this, you're getting 3 different varieties of potato as well. You're getting the Charlotte, which is your salad potato. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit.
They're expensive, actually.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? You can eat those hot or cold. They're absolutely gorgeous. You're getting the Pentland included, which are the new potatoes. You can be picking those 12 weeks after planting. planting, so just 3 months. And you're also getting the Desiree, which is a really versatile potato, has its Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so proven performer, but that could be used for so many things. That's a roaster and a masher and all sorts. It's beautiful.
Oh, I think it looks nice as well, don't you?
It is, it's gorgeous. And it's just so easy. It's a lovely grow your own for your garden because it's such an easy thing to do. And if you do have kids, if you're a grandparent, an auntie, an uncle, a parent, if you've got kids in your life anywhere, it's a really exciting thing for them to get involved in as well. And it's really easy to do.
And I think the only thing that used to put me off growing potatoes, it was all the digging. You'd think, oh, God, I've got to dig the ground again and again.
This is no dig.
No.
This is no dig.
And very simple. So we'll talk you through the process.
Yeah. So you get your 3 potato varieties here. They are labelled so that you can see which is which. Now what you do is you take your seed potatoes out of the bag. These need to be chitted. You need to chit your potatoes, which is a really, really simple process. So take your potato out of the bag and then you're going to put them into, I used an egg carton.
Yeah, that's what I've used before.
Just an egg carton, stand them on
bright place.
Yeah, just stand them on end and then put them on a windowsill somewhere nice and warm. And then you're going to wait for them to sprout. That normally takes about 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
About that. You'll know, and you'll get loads and loads of sprouts on them. Once you get all the sprouts, that's the time for you to plant them out. So you'll take your heavy-duty pot, put a layer of compost in the bottom, maybe about, 10, 12 centimetres, 5 inches or so. As you can see here, put your seed potatoes in and then just cover them up with compost, and then you wait. You wait for some green growth to start coming through, and then you're really mean. You bury that green growth.
It feels really weird to do that when you see all these lovely green leaves, be like, oh, stuff you, and then just cover it with compost. But that's how potatoes grow.
So bury the green growth, leave it again, wait for the green growth, bury it again, and just keep repeating that process until you get to the top of the pot. At that point, you stop and you let the green growth come through. Water, feed, do all of that. Oh, and by the way, every time you bury,
you feed.
You feed. So we include the fertiliser in there. So you just sprinkle some of that in. All the instructions are on the back of the packet, by the way, so you can, read all of that. And that's it. Then you wait. You wait for the flowers to appear. And the general rule is once the flowers start to fade, then you're ready to start digging up your potatoes.
And it's so easy. You can literally, tip the whole heavy-duty pot out and just gather those potatoes.
It's so much fun. It really is.
And actually, we do sell extra tubers and things like that. So once you've got your pots, and you're not going to use all that fertiliser.
No.
So
I've still got some left from last year.
So we do refill tubers on our website as well. So you've got the pots and the fertiliser for another several seasons as well. 350007. But nice to have everyone chatting away.
Oh, it's always nice.
Yes. Good morning, Linda, as well.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Are you okay? What are you doing? Is there anything you're doing in the garden this week?
And Alison has just said her 3 crocuses are starting to come up as well. Now, we've planted hundreds of those because we've got loads of free bags.
Loads.
And mine are not coming up yet, though, yours?
I don't think so, although I'm going to go out in the garden later on and have a little look.
Yeah.
I was looking at my pots. You know the oxalis?
Yes.
They're starting to come up.
Great.
So I was having a look at the pots yesterday, but I haven't been out onto the lawn, so I'll have a little look.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've not been out in the garden for the past few days, well, not at all, really, but tomorrow is my day. It's going to be fine, it's going to be dry, I've got the day off work, so I'm going to be out in the garden. But great to know crocuses coming up, the freebies.
Yeah, exciting.
Great.
My lawn is going to look great. I've got crocus, I've got daffodils, and I planted something else in the lawn as well, didn't I? Can't remember, but I'm so excited to see what the lawn's going to look like because I've done drifts throughout the lawn. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. And what will be nice if you share your pictures with us. So
yes, please.
Anything you bought last year, any of the freebies, we really want to see those.
We love getting pictures.
Year.
I love seeing other people's gardens.
Yeah, I do.
It's the best thing, isn't it?
Gives you ideas, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Right, we're going to move on now. We talked about our compost a little bit, but for those of you that don't know this, because I know we always get new viewers every single week here on YouGarden TV, this is our best-selling product. It has been for many, many years. And it's also one of the highest rated, in fact, probably the highest rated in terms of numbers of 5-star reviews. In fact, over the years on various shopping channels and various platforms, we have had thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews for this, and I'm not surprised. Today we're giving 2 50-litre bags for $24.98. Postage is included as well. And I can honestly say, when we've both, I hope our head gardeners are watching, but occasionally we have both bought other compost. We've run out.
Yep.
And you're on a roll, you think, oh, I want to finish those pots, those hanging baskets, whatever. But my word, we've always been so disappointed.
I'll tell you what, that's my New Year's resolution. I am
Never
not going to run out of this compost.
Good resolution.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah. But it's all about the incredible formulation. And this is the compost that we use when we grow things in the nursery, when we pot things on. This is the one that we use. And that speaks volumes in itself, doesn't it?
It really does, absolutely. I mean, it's called Premium Professional Compost. And I say this every time. We don't just give it that name so that it sounds better than it is. It genuinely is Premium Professional Compost. It is the compost that the nursery here uses. And they are not going to use an inferior product because their business is growing plants.
Of course.
I'm just pointing out here one of the amazing ingredients that's included in here. And we'll run through all of it. But this one is the slow release fertilizer. And this is incredible, isn't it? Because what this means is that your plants, they'll feed off this for a good 5 or 6 months after you first plant them into this Premium Professional Compost. And a slow release fertilizer, a slow release feed, means that they can get access to those vital nutrients as and when they need it. You are still going to carry on feeding, fertilizing, doing your water-based feeding. We've got Blooming Fast, which is amazing, and we highly recommend it. But this means they can get the food as and when they need it, and that is really, really important.
Now, the texture of this is incredible. When you feel this, it's so
fluffy.
Yeah, fibrous, fluffy. It's even as well. You know, sometimes you buy compost and there's chunks of this and that in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, big sticks, things that are not properly composted. But about 50% of this is composted wood fibre, and it's such great composted wood fibre, isn't it? In terms of texture, feel.
Well composted, no big chunks and lumps. And that fibre, those wood fibres really help with this gorgeous, light, airy texture. It also helps with even water distribution. It helps to retain the moisture in there as well. But it's this texture that really helps with the root development and root growth. That root growth is one of the most important things, and then being able to form a nice, strong root structure is what's going to give you bigger, better, healthier plants. Better flowers, more fruits.
And you can imagine roots can just really find their way through this compost, can't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that gives you a little idea there. So, 2 plants here. On the surface, they look pretty similar, but when you delve beneath our premium compost, what an amazing root structure we've got there. The standard compost, nowhere near. And if you have not got solid foundations, great roots, inevitably that means the plant hasn't got full access to the nutrients, the vitamins, or the goodness, I should say, in the soil. But also even things like water. If you haven't got a good root system and we get a dry period, then that plant is going to really struggle.
Absolutely. And if you're growing flowers, it's not going to flower as well. If you're growing any fruits, potatoes, any of you grow your own, you will get less of them. I can't say it more simply than it will give your plants bigger, better, healthier plants.
And actually, I've just was thinking, if ever you've had a plant that has died and you've dug it up, generally speaking, you dig it up and it's like, oh, there's hardly any roots.
The roots are the same as when you planted them.
Have you ever found that? Because the roots just have never actually grown and spread.
Yeah.
So this is going to give your plants, whatever you're growing, the best chance in life. And we always say it's for everything, really, seeds all the way through to trees.
Yeah, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. No, it's fine. Seeds right the way through to trees. Now, a lot of you are going to be planting your seeds right now. Now's the time, isn't it? From now onwards, this is going to be seed planting season. This is fantastically fine enough for you to be able to plant your seeds. When I plant my sweet peas, which I will be doing in the next couple of weeks as soon as I get my trays to do it in, this is what I will be using, and it will give them the absolute best start in life. But likewise, if you're planting your orchard collection, if you're investing in that today, you will be planting it in this as well. It's got lime in here to balance out the pH, which really does make this an all-round compost. Even houseplants. By the way, I've repotted my yucca recently. I'm going to be repotting a few other of my houseplants, and this is the compost I will be using. And if you're interested in houseplants, by the way, there is a special houseplants show on our website.
There is.
Have a little look.
There is. It's been there for about another week.
Go and have a look.
But you're right, I think that's one of the reasons my houseplants do so much better now.
Well, my yucca was struggling, it really was, and I've replanted it in that, and I promise you, I know full well it is going to start thriving again.
And there are certain jobs that, because January, it can be a bit of a quiet, dead month, and there's always jobs to in the garden, but you're right, it could be a really good month to sort your houseplants out as well and to give them a bit of a repot and things like that. So if you want to go for that today, we'd love you to try it. Great reviews on our website, 100-125, and you're going to get 100 litres in 250 litre bags for $24.98. The packaging, by the way, because it's a commercial product, you're not going to get lots of marketing spill or anything like that. It's the real thing, this one. It really is.
Real deal.
Brilliant.
The real deal.
Right, we've still got loads more to show you. But don't forget, all that side is free postage and all that side is buy one, get one free. But we've still got lots to come, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm going to change everything round while you remind everybody of what we've seen so far.
Do you know what I'd like to see? That gorgeous poppy.
All right, yeah. Oh,
yes.
Patty's plum.
Yes.
I'll bring that one out, especially for you.
Patty's plum coming your way. It's brilliant, honestly. But let's remind you of some of the brilliant deals we've seen so far today on YouGarden TV. So, first of all, this is the Dutch-Irish mix. It's only $17.99 with postage included, but for another £2, you can get another 100 bulbs. Now, these will grow about 60 centimetres in terms of height, relatively slim, so they do look good on mass. I would say irises want to be in groups, they want to be in clumps. They're going to flower sort of June, July time. They love a sunny position as well, and it's all about getting great results with minimum effort with those. They're really easy to grow irises, but we'll give you so many gorgeous displays year after year. 630 366, $17.99, free postage, or you can double up for £2 more. Now, we also brought you those wonderful carpet lily flames. And we say flames, it's a flame mix, so you get oranges, you get yellows, you get reds. This is vibrant, it's colourful, it's just bursting with life. Lilies, again, incredibly easy to grow. This particular variety, though, is more compact, so they'll only grow round about 30 centimetres in terms of height, so a lot more compact than some of the other varieties out there. If you want tall lilies, super tall, we've got the Skyscrapers also available, but these will come back year after year after year. $9.99 free postage, or you can double up and go for 20 bulbs for just £14.98. Great in pots, those as well, and there's the different colours, aren't they lovely? So oranges and yellows and reds there, just beautiful. Really, I'd say incredibly vibrant, those, aren't they? Really wonderful, and they're bound to cheer you up on any day in your garden. Then, in terms of value, I would love you to invest in our Rose Glamour collection. So, the truth is, we will sell a potted rose in a 2 or 3 litre pot for the best part of £20 with postage. The smart, clever way of growing roses is actually to buy bare roots. Don't be afraid of these, don't be shy. A bare root rose is so easy to grow. So all you do when you get these home, there are 5 of them, lots of different colours there. Give them a good soak. Then either dig a hole, nice big hole, so twice the depth of the roots, nice width to it, and pop in a bit of, if you've got some bloodfish and bone, or I use mycorrhizal, it's called Root Grow, it's on our website, just helps with the root development. Sprinkle a bit of that in. I would use some of our compost as well, so just backfill with some of our compost, mix it with a bit of soil, give it a good water, and that is it. And then you will get gorgeous roses year after year after year. You've got some real favourites in there, including Arthur Bell, the Peace Rose, the Queen Elizabeth, so a brilliant selection. Some of those have actually got the Award of Garden Merit as well from the RHS, so a really great selection. And they're going to flower all summer long from May through to October. The roses will reach heights of probably close to a metre as well. And generally speaking, they will love a sunny position. They'll tolerate part sun, but full sun would be the best position to put these in. And they're great in pots, of course, as well. 530011, that's a peace rose you're looking at right now, and that's a Queen Elizabeth. Gorgeous selection, that one. Then, in terms of fragrance, one of the most fragrant plants you could ever grow in your garden is the Daphne Perfume Princess. Now, this particular variety is not only highly fragrant, delightfully fragrant, but the flowers are up to 4 times the size of other Daphnes out there. So they're a lot more significant. I love the colour of them. They almost look like they're hand painted, but that fragrance is going to be absolutely divine. The Daphne is evergreen, so it's going to have lovely green foliage all year round. Relatively compact in terms of growth, so it's not going to ever be invasive or anything like that. It grows to about 120 centimetres, so really compact and very neat forming. I always think with Daphnes, they naturally grow in a neat habitat. Again, would like and appreciate a nice sunny position, and great in a pot as well. 511038 for the Daphne Perfume Princess there. And then a really magical rose for you next, unlike any that we've ever seen on YouGarden TV, and it is the rose Abracadabra. So again, it arrives as a bare root. Very, very easy to grow, but look at the rose. Now, every single rose will be unique and individual, and it's a combination of this kind of velvety, crimsony colour with the buttermilk, and the markings on this one are just breathtaking. I think the name really suits this rose because it is magical, isn't it? It's really special, and only $14.99, again with postage included. $5.30 for the rose Abracadabra. Now my plant of the week is this amazing, fully hardy, so hardy to -10, Gardenia jasminoides pinwheel. So many of you will have grown gardenias as a house plant, and you'll have loved the fragrance, I'm sure. But this is one of the world's first fully hardy gardenia. So hardy to -10, evergreen, you get gorgeous, glossy, shiny foliage all year round. But then in summertime, June onwards, you get the most beautiful flowers. Now, to me, if you look at those close up, it almost looks like a delicate gold ribbon has been wrapped around the centre. I love the feel of the flowers as well. There's a sort of density to them, but it's the fragrance that is magnificent. And I would suggest actually growing this in a pot, and then you can move it around the garden. You can have it next year when you're outside in the summer months and the days are really long, and you can sit there with your favourite tipple or whatever and just enjoy that gorgeous fragrance. 511364. That's on a really special price today, by the way, only £6.99, and that is my plant of the week. And then Bex's plant of the week is another great choice, and it's the Ceanothus. So, often called the Californian lilac, and what this will do in May time, again, it depends on climate and what the weather does this year, but generally speaking, this will start to flower in May time, and you will get a cloud of this powder blue lilac. Isn't it absolutely stunning? Again, fully evergreen. You get really nice, small, dark green leaves on this one. Grows to about 1.5 meters, but a lot wider if you let it. But again, very easy to keep in shape and to prune. But it's magical. And as you can imagine, the wildlife, the bees, the butterflies, the pollinators, absolutely love the Ceanothus. That will be wonderful for them in May time. They really, really will. And you get into, when these are established, and you're already getting quite a big plant actually in a 2-litre pot, but you will get hundreds, thousands of flowers in springtime. And sometimes you will get a second smaller flourish in autumn as well. 510886 for the Ceanothus Californian lilac. Then last but by no means least, a lot of you have been asking about an offer on our very, very highly rated straws. Now, this is actually a very clever mineralised straw, and it is multi-purpose. So some of the main reasons why you might want to go for this, it can help reduce weed growth by up to 95%. Do your weeding first and then cover with straw, and it can really suppress weeds by up to 95%. It retains moisture around plants. I know it's been very wet, but in summertime, this can really help. It also, if you've got soil that's maybe heavy, clayey, it can enrich the soil, improve structure by digging it in. Great, though, as a deterrent for slugs and snails. Now that is very important because we know that we need slugs and snails, and the hedgehogs certainly would love those slugs and snails, but as a gardener, you do not want them around certain plants. You know, I've seen hostas, marigolds, lettuces, I've seen them literally disappear overnight. So what this does, it doesn't kill them, but they just don't like it. So as they get near it and start to climb over it, they hate it and they basically do a U-turn and go somewhere else. So if you've got, I remember a gentleman, he had about 150 hostas in pots and they were always eaten to bits by slugs and snails. He put straw around all of the pots and it completely stopped the slugs and snails. It is a brilliant product. Today we're doing the best deal I've seen in ages, $36.97 with postage included. That is for 2 bags, by the way, delivered free of charge to your door. But good morning to everyone that's watching. I know we've got quite a few new viewers today as well. So if you are new, my name's Shaun.
I'm Bex. And we are.
What are we?
We are YouGarden.
We're here every week, Wednesday 10 till 1, Thursday 10 till 1 and Sunday 10 till 2. If you want to follow us on social media, I'm known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. I do most of my social media on Facebook, but I do a little bit on Instagram.
I'm going to get him into Instagram this year. That's my mission. I'm going to get Shaun into Insta.
I do a bit, but not enough, I know.
I'm going to get you into it.
I do post about my garden, the pub garden that I look after. We let you know about shows, promotions, and you get to see when we're partying, which is not as much as we used to, but we still do a bit, don't we?
Or when Shaun's playing an ugly sister in a pantomime.
Yeah, I did this year.
Check out his social media pages because there's some great pictures of Shaun wearing tights.
Holy, I was an ugly sister, a very ugly sister. So, but it was nice being tall.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was like this. Yeah,
Loved it.
Nearly fell over about 5 times, but anyway. So anyway, yeah, we'd love you to follow us on social media. And then Bex, you're better on Instagram than me, aren't you?
Yeah, I do a lot on there. But yes, come and join us, please. I am Bex Edwards, My Garden on Instagram, or if you search Rebecca Bex Edwards on Facebook, you'll find me on there as well. You can also follow our YouGarden pages because there's loads of information on there. In fact, while Shaun was just talking, I was checking it out. They've got a new blog for jobs in January that you should be doing. So that's always a really good one to have a look at. I'm going to be trimming the wisteria. That's one of my jobs in January. Trim the wisteria so you get more flowers coming through in April and May time. Also, I'm going to be pruning my roses because that's a good January job too.
And I'm going to move my magnolia.
Are you? Oh, we've got another magnolia coming soon. I haven't brought it out yet, but it's coming.
I've got some weeding to do, definitely, and I've still got some bulbs to plant. Talking of which, you can still plant bulbs. It's not too late.
There's the board.
There's the bulbs. I always lose the board. So we've got a brand new free gift on today's show. Really important for all of you newbies today. We always do a special offer code on the TV shows. Today's offer code is YGTV0124. Yesterday, the free gift was a selection of puzzle books.
Yes.
There's only a few left, but if you want them, you can actually buy them now on our clearance section.
I'm totally having the puzzle books.
Yeah.
I'm excited about those.
But today, you've got 35 miniature narcissi, about 25 centimetres, free with every single order. And if you do place separate orders, some of you do, you'll get a free gift with every separate order. I know some of you milk the system, and we love it. So if you want some more free gifts, just place several orders.
Several orders, yeah, absolutely. And it's not too late. Get them planted out. I've still got about 4 bags of, I think it's these ones I've got to plant out, actually. But yeah, I've got some daffodils I'll be planting out over the next week or so, as and when I can get out into the garden. Love the miniature daffs. Just think they're so much more versatile than the taller daffodils.
Postage-wise, by the way, you only ever pay 1 postage per order, whatever the highest postage is. So generally speaking, the I think the biggest item maybe is £6.99 postage, but that would cover your entire order. If you spend over £40, you will get free delivery.
But only if you put that code in.
Yes.
YGTV0124 will unlock all of the special deals. So that's the free postage over £40. It's the free postage on the individual items. It's the buy one, get one free. It's the double up deals. You won't get any of those unless you enter that code. So it's really, really important.
And if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hi, our group chat is live right now, obviously on YouTube and Facebook. We would always love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Send us your pictures.
Tell us we've
of your
both lost
gardens.
weight since not eating donuts for 2 days.
I did breathe in.
Actually, do you know what? Actually, I couldn't do this up the other week. And
Oh, look, see, you're doing all right.
yeah, and it stays. Look at that. Yeah.
What's this movement?
Well, no, because
Quite
last
like
time I did it up, it only just did up.
Popped
and then,
open.
Yeah. See, cutting down on donuts for 2 days wouldn't it?
Really makes a difference, that's it.
But I'll be back in the garden tomorrow. That'll help. Right, brand new items now. Where should we start?
Toffee apple.
That's what I'm thinking.
Toffee apple tree. Absolutely love this one. The Cercidophyllum
I always find that one hard as well, yeah.
It's the toffee apple tree, and the reason it's called
Cercidophyllum, yes.
Cercidophyllum. The reason it's called the toffee apple tree is that when the leaves drop off this, and you walk through them, it releases the most beautifully sweet scent of what is reminiscent of toffee apples. And
But without the calories.
But without the calories,
No
absolutely.
calories.
So the leaves obviously drop in the autumn time, but before that, they turn you get the lovely kind of, changing colour of. Look at the colour of those. Look how beautiful those are. You have luscious green leaves during the spring and the summer months, and then they turn these lovely fiery, orangey, yellowy shades as well. And as they drop, they release that gorgeous, sweet toffee apple scent. It is a proper tree. As you can see from the pictures here, this can reach proper tree heights, 10, 12 metres in height. So you are probably going to want a decent amount of space to plant this. However, you can grow any tree in a pot and you will restrict the size that it can grow to. So yes, I'm going to recommend, obviously, you're going to need a big space to put it in. But
And I know I'm just being a bit blunt now, but it's sometimes, and we say the same, when we bring a plant in the potting shed, just looking over here, the Nandina, that looks great now, doesn't it? And that, you look at that, it's like, oh, it's so attractive, and that's very desirable right now. And sometimes when you buy something that is deciduous, when it's not in full bloom, blossom, leaf, whatever, it doesn't look as attractive, but you've got to have that imagination, haven't you?
You do have to have the imagination, and I think as gardeners, hopefully the majority of you already understand that shopping out of season is the best way to do that. It's the best way to get the best deals, but it's also, as far as planting things in the ground is concerned, it's also a great time to plant stuff out, because what it does is it puts its focus, while it's in its dormant season, it puts its focus into creating good root structures. So that means that once it wakes up and it wants to come to life, it can then put all of its energy into going upwards.
And sometimes you find if you buy something when it's looking its very best, yes, you'll pay a premium price. But actually, when something is in full flower and you suddenly disturb it and take it out of its pot and put it in a bed of border, sometimes you can really make that plant suffer. Yeah, it goes into shock. It suddenly doesn't look like it did. So to plant this right now is actually the perfect time. Just make sure, obviously, the ground isn't frozen, and it shouldn't be. It's still very warm.
No, it's still good at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously not waterlogged, but it is going to be a lot drier over the next couple of weeks. I really noticed today in this area, so much drier, wasn't it?
Oh, it's so much difference. Yes, absolutely. We've had the storm. Hopefully it's passing off. It's going somewhere else now.
I might even clean the car. I've been...
Oh, my word.
Because my white car is kind of like...
Well, my black car looks very grey.
Yeah, my car just
mine
looks
might need
filthy.
doing as well. Do you want to do mine while you're at it? It's my worst job. I really don't like cleaning the car.
Do you know what? I'm going to put it in the car wash and just do garden.
Are you going to do it?
Can't be bothered. But the point is, the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty good for getting out in the garden.
They really
an
are.
Ideal time to plant this.
And it does come to you with a winter hardy guarantee.
Yes.
It's fully winter hardy. This has our lifetime guarantee. So if it fails to thrive, and we don't believe it will fail at all. This is why we offer this guarantee. But if it fails to thrive, we will replace it for you free of charge. All you have to do is cover any postage cost to get it back out to you.
511270. By the way, Millie's just messaged saying we both look fit and healthy.
Ah, thank you,
Thank
Millie.
you.
Thank you. You're our favourite person now. You're our new favourite.
We've cut down on the booze and we've cut down on the bad food, haven't we?
That's it.
Yes.
I'm not doing dry January, but I'm doing a slightly moist January.
Yeah,
moist. It's that
try,
word, isn't it? Moist.
Yeah, we do want to try and get a bit healthier, but I don't want to be boring either.
No, absolutely not.
I always find though, when I garden regularly, I do feel good.
I feel so much better.
Mentally and physically.
Exercise, fresh air, all makes a difference.
Right, something that we would love you to buy today is this fabulous Japanese blossom cherry Kojo no Mai. I've got one of these in my garden. Have you got one, Beth?
I have got one.
Oh, you got the small one, haven't you?
So I got it, it was about this time last year, and I got a baby one, because we do them in the 9 centimetre pots.
Yeah.
So it was a teeny tiny little one, and I've planted it into a pot. It's a nice slow grower. It's nowhere near the size of the one that we're bringing you, and I'm sure I paid $9.99 for the one. Anyway, it is absolutely beautiful. I think it's beautiful right now.
It is. The structure and interest when it comes to the branches and how they twist and turn.
I love the zigzag nature to it. And at the edge of every zigzag, you can see these lovely little buds appearing.
And actually, if you look, there are hundreds of buds on this.
So many of them.
Now, in a few months' time, as we head into early spring, this will burst into flower.
It will absolutely
be
burst into flower with the most beautiful blossom on here. It's also known as flight of the butterflies because those flowers appear whilst the branches are still bare, whilst there's no foliage on there. And that is magical. It looks so beautiful. I can see the buds are slightly pink, slightly red in colour, and then they're going to burst into these beautiful flowers that you can see on here. Now, it was discovered on a path up to Mount Fuji many, many years ago. It is deciduous, as you can see. It is so statuesque. It is so beautiful. It's got a bit of an ancient sort of quality to it. It's almost like, because I'm a big fan of bonsai, I love miniature things, and it feels very much like that to me. It's very much one of our most popular items that we bring you. And in a few weeks' time, when this, a few weeks, March, April time is normally when it starts to be in flower.
8-9 weeks, could be in flower.
Not long away. When this is in flower, we will not be doing it at $14.99. We will be charging the higher, more premium price because it will be the most beautiful thing to look at.
And because it is relatively slow growing, ideal for smaller garden. It will be very happy in a pot, of course, as well. But honestly, that will be magnificent. Buy it today. And I guarantee in a couple of months' time when it's out in flower, you'll just look at it and go, so glad I got that one.
It's a really good size as well. It's a 3-litre pot. That's going to be, I mean, we know, normally if you say a 3-litre pot, it's normally about 3 years old. So I think that's definitely 3 or 4 years old that we're talking about here. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. The Royal Horticultural Society have also given it their badge of perfect for pollinators. Of course they have. It's a blossom tree, a blossom bush. It is a proven performer, easy to grow, does not require any regular maintenance, pruning, nice slow grower. If you leave it alone, it can grow to 2.5 metres height and spread. It'll take 10 plus years to get there because it's a lovely slow growing one. So
I hope you go for that. It's beautiful, and it's got a £10 saving on YouGarden today. 510014, an absolute beauty. Now we were talking about grow your own, and early on we had the orchard collection, we've had the potato kit, of course, as well. But one of the favourite fruits, but one of the most expensive, is cherries, isn't it? I mean, I'll never forget buying, I won't name the supermarket, but I remember doing a shop, and there's a few bits and pieces, and I paid for it, and when you suddenly, I got back in the can, I thought, that was expensive. And I thought there's a mistake there. Then I looked at the receipt and I'd honestly paid for this punnet of cherries $14.99.
Oh!
It was big. It was a big punnet.
$14.99.
Honestly, I mean, it was there was some stupid title like premium cherry.
Premium best ever,
But they looked great, and it was a big, but £15, and I really felt stupid. And I didn't enjoy them because I'm thinking...
that cherry just cost me £3.
Yeah, but cherries are expensive.
They are.
Even when in full season in the UK, they're still expensive. You can grow your... But one of the troubles with cherries, you think of the big cherry trees, don't you?
Yes. Well, this is where the name cherry picker comes from. You know, the machines and the vehicles that you get on, and they're called cherry pickers, and that's the reason they're called them, because traditionally cherry trees grow very, very tall, and you needed one of those cherry pickers to get up high to be able to pick the fruit. But that's not the case with the Athos. This is a bush. So this doesn't get to the heights of cherry trees or traditional cherry trees. We are talking about being able to pick at waist height, at head height, because this is only ever going to reach 2.5 meters in height and spread. So you won't need to get up on a great big ladder or, have to have a machine to raise you up to be able to pick them. This is why this is such an amazing one.
So even I'm 5'10".
Yeah, you'll still be able to pick.
So Bex keeps wearing these big shoe things that make me look small.
They've got a bit of a heel on them.
Yeah. But 2 metres, if it only goes to 2 metres, you can pretty much get even the top cherries.
But it's going to fruit all the way around as well. It's not just fruiting at the top, it's a bush, so it fruits all the way around there as well. It's very easy to grow. You can plant it into a border. You could keep it in a pot quite happily. And once this gets established, it's going to give you potentially 5 kilograms of cherries every single year.
Now, you work out the money that you are going to save every year on cherries. And again, great as an eating cherry, but you could cook with it, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, you get lovely, super sweet fruits from this. So absolutely, you can pick those fruits straight from the bush and you can eat them. But yes, you can. If you're into it, you can do your baking, you can create your jams and God knows what else. But yes, you can do so much with this.
And the fact that it's so easy to grow as well. Now, you can grow it in a pot. We've got things like the 30-litre pots that would be very happy in those.
The heavy-duty pots, that would be brilliant to grow this in.
Or in beds and borders. I'm thinking sunny position again.
Totally.
And you may need, I'm thinking, when all the cherries are ripening, you might want to net it.
Yeah, the birds do quite like them, so you might want to put a net over the top. But you'll get loads of fruit, so you can probably spare some for the birds.
I live in the country, so I get a lot of birds, so I would have to net it. But amazing at $14.99. And you should get some cherries this year. Obviously, you're never going to get the biggest crop in year one.
No, it needs to establish. So, you'll get some fruits this year, but then as it establishes in subsequent years, you will get more and more. And as I say, up to and around about 5 kilograms of fruit per bush every single year many, many years as well.
You could get your money back in the first couple of years easily, couldn't you?
Totally.
Easily.
Well, it's 15 quid. You paid 15 quid for one plant.
Yeah, I did. I'll never do it again. Do you know I might buy that today? Because I'm not...
do you know, I was just thinking the same. I'm not grown... Oh!
I've got quite a...
feel like I might need to grow a cherry.
For that. I'm gonna grow that. I know, just
it's a good one as well. It's a decent size. I can see all the the sprouts coming off here. It's going to be a really good one.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you're going for that today. 300-175. But can we just say a massive thank you to everyone that's chatting today on YouTube and Facebook. Linda's been in touch saying she loves all the plants that she's bought so far from YouGarden. And Linda bought do you remember the Yuletide?
Yeah, the camellia. And she said it flowered Christmas Day, which is amazing. Love that.
Yes.
Well, she had the Patio as well, my favourite. Well done.
And the bay trees, they were good value if you got ones on offer.
They were amazing.
Yeah. And they look good right now.
Really
Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. And for those of you that are new, just want to show you how it works. So you always need to put the offer code in, which is YGTV0124 today. But this is how it works. So if you're going for some of the buy one get one frees, we popped one in, use the code. So there with the Torino planter, we popped one in and the free one appeared because we used the code. The same with the bird trellis planters. They're amazing today. And there's an ox, so again, buy one, get one free. Astilbe. You'll all get today, and it is not too late to plant them. Just do it in the next couple of weeks. The Narcissi miniature, they're worth nearly £10. They're free today with every order. And there's the gorgeous, glamorous Gladioli as well. So you can see here, if we are going for a few more of those, we say if we go to 3, we'll match it. So all the buy one get one frees, we will match there, and you could save an absolute fortune today. Look at that. I know.
That's incredible. And also, look, there's a little box there that says save a further £5.30. We've made it nice and easy, just one click, add to basket, and now you can see we've saved an extra £5.30. Now, the membership only cost £5 anyway, so we're already into saving money with just that one order. Any subsequent order that you place in the next 12 months, you're instantly saving, and you're saving every single time. That club membership, I cannot say it, cannot recommend it highly enough. The amount of money you will save by joining that club is incredible.
Yeah, I know most of you are club members. Also, hello to Paul and Jan on Facebook. Good morning. Right. Good morning. We're going to have a great year, aren't we? Oh, just before we forget, obviously the live stream continues Wednesday, Thursday, 10 till 1, Sunday, 10 till 2. But I'm not here this Sunday, mate.
I know, and I'm sad. Well, I've got a special guest, which is great, but I'm sad you won't be here as well.
And the only reason I'm not here is because we are starting our shows on QVC as well. We're both really excited. Both and I will be doing the QVC, both Bex and I will be doing the QVC shows. But on Saturday, the first one is with the legendary Greg Wallace.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So
love him.
He has got his fabulous rose, which we've got coming up a little bit later on, Little
right there,
Sid. Then I'm going to be live in QVC 10 o'clock Sunday morning, 10 till 11, with a whole selection of plants from YouGarden, all different things.
Are you doing the full hour?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Full hour.
I thought that was a little section, but you're getting the full hour.
Full hour.
Whoa.
So I'll be doing an hour on QVC. You'll be doing 4 hours here, Bex.
I'll be doing... I will be here for 4 hours, 10 until 2 o'clock on Sunday. We've still got some new items to bring in for you as well.
And we've got a good friend of ours, Joe Rembland, who you'll love. He's a lot of fun.
He is. He's loads of fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think Joe's a gardener as such, but he'll ask you all the right questions.
He will. He loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a lot of craft and things, and he's a great cook. I'm sure Joe will grow things, actually, because he's a cook, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, he might bring you some breakfast as well.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But what we'd like you to do is to follow our social media, follow YouGardens, and you'll be able to find out what shows are here in the potting shed, which ones on QVC. But the bottom line is you're going to get even more gardening shows.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got different items, haven't you, on QVC to what we've got here. So tune in and watch Shaun at 10 o'clock. Come and join us from 11 o'clock. Stream the YouGarden shows anytime you like via the website or YouTube or whatever. Yeah. It's very easy
Choose
to
whatever
do.
you want to watch, but nowadays the great thing is you don't have to miss anything, do you?
No, not at all.
Right.
Nandina. You mentioned it before,
Fire
so we've got to
power.
talk about it now.
Do you know what? We have had so many orders go through for this. £9.99, and that's straight from stock. We broadcast from an 11-acre nursery. That's been picked straight from stock outside. And look how good it looks.
Okay, so this goes against what I was saying before, okay, about how but what both of us have been saying, when something looks at its best, we can charge the high price. Because this, arguably, is when it looks at its best. Now, the thing with Nandina is it's beautiful.
Oh,
it's actually beautiful all year round.
It is.
This one is a true multi-season feature plant because it is evergreen. It doesn't drop its leaves, but it has this amazing colour-changing property that happens to the leaves, and it matches it with the change in temperatures. So you have these lovely kind of lime green, beautiful, luscious evergreen leaves that are on there through the summer, through the spring months. But as we get into autumn and winter, it starts turning these beautiful shades. You get copper colours, bright reds, burgundies, and it matches with the change in temperatures. Stupidly hardy, this thing. Like, tough as old boots, as our head gardener would say. Hardy from -23 to +43. This is not one you need to worry about in any way, shape, or form.
We'll be fine wherever we live in the UK, I thought, with this one.
So not only have you got all of that, but you also get these gorgeous white flowers on here in spring. It has lovely star-shaped white flowers. And not only that, you also then get red berries on here as well that the birds are going to love. So I cannot think of anything with this particular plant that isn't amazing.
And this particular Nandina, we have a few different ones here at YouGarden, but this one is more compact.
Yeah, this one stays nice and compact.
Yeah.
So we're only talking about 50 by 50 centimetres.
So ideal for smaller gardens, front to mid borders, great obviously for pots as well. And I always say this, but when you have got a smaller garden, you don't want too many things that only have a few weeks or months where they look good.
That's it.
Because otherwise the garden will spend most of its time not looking its best. This looks good all year round.
Absolutely
always
all year
interesting, always doing something. And actually it is about to get a little bit colder on a night. I don't think it's going to be really bad, but we might get the odd nip of frost, and this is going to get even more red.
Yeah. Because of that colour changing and the colour changing matching the temperature, the colours that you get from it are incredible.
Yeah.
It's native to sort of Eastern Asia areas, and then actually in Japan they keep it near their back door because if you have a nightmare, you're supposed to tell the plant about it, and then the nightmare can't harm you. And I just love those kinds of little additional stories.
Yeah, I do.
I think they're wonderful.
But honestly, the price of that one, bear in mind, it's well established, it's in a 2-litre pot, it's only £9.90. And actually, if you do the maths, your free gift today, your miniature Narcissi, they cost £9.99.
They do, yeah.
So, you're spending £9.99 on the plant, but you will still get your free bulbs. And maybe I shouldn't say this.
You're going to say it anyway, though, aren't you?
I am going to say this. I am going to say this.
You're going to say it anyway.
I'm just worried that in certain parts of the country, because it has been so wet, some bulbs may have rotted.
Yes.
I think
Quite
it is.
possible.
I do think it's a possibility for certain areas. Maybe you've planted bulbs in pots that have not got good drainage. So I think, in fact, look, I'm not going to beat around the bush here.
Plant some more.
So, yeah, some may have rotted.
Yes.
Don't panic. I'm not saying they necessarily will have all rotted, but some may have.
Yes.
So
get some more.
Just insure your bulbs and get some more. But you might as well, and it's not too late to plant those, but they're free with every order today. Did you think about that, though?
I did, because I planted, counting it up, I think it was something like 700 or 800 bulbs that I have planted throughout the lawn, throughout the borders, and in lots of pots. Now, I know my pots have got good drainage, so I'm not worried about the pots, but I do have clay soil. So the borders and the lawn, I am worried about what's going to happen with those. And I think
maybe if people planted bulbs really early as well, and we've had such a wet kind of autumn and early winter. So anyway.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll soon see. This is the fun of gardening, isn't it? It's always exciting.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
You don't. And that is part of the fun of it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is,
that's why I never label anything, because I quite like the mystery.
Yeah. I love bulbs because you do always forget where you put them.
Yeah.
I do anyway.
Sometimes things start poking up through the ground and I'm like, is that a weed or is it? Because sometimes you can't tell, can you? So I just leave it and wait and see.
Luckily, there's a little border that I've got, and they had some wallflowers a few years ago, and I pulled them up last year because they got a bit woody and leggy. And then I noticed all these little. Well, again, they could have been weeds because they were tiny, and I thought, wonder if they're wallflowers, but they're all baby wallflowers. Yeah, there's loads, so thank goodness I left them there. Anyway, you will get your free bulbs worth £9.99 with every order today. Going to move on, though, to...
one of our popular ones.
Yeah, now... If I was a lily, I'd like to be this one.
A skyscraper.
It's really tall. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the skyscraper lilies are always one of our really, really popular items, and that is because they are amazing. These will grow into a lily tree. Not just a lily flower, you will get a lily tree from these, because these can get to 6-7 feet in height.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to guarantee that in its first year. Maybe you'll get 4 feet in its first year, maybe even 5 feet in its first year. But in subsequent years, yes, you will get what looks like a lily tree. They are incredible.
I'm imagining Bex being 6 foot plus.
I know. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
The good thing is your lilies, the air, they can easily do that. And even in the first year, they can get to 4, maybe even 5 foot.
Yeah.
And each lily can produce up to 20 flowers, can't it?
20 blooms
Wow.
per stem that you get here, which is absolutely incredible. And they have really nice, strong stems as well. They're going to need them to carry sort of the height and, you know, the amount of blooms that you will get here. So they shouldn't need staking. They might, but I'm saying they shouldn't because they do form really nice, strong stems. They are incredible, and you're getting 5 different varieties. So 25 bulbs in total, 5 of each. Look, just check this out. There's a person there.
Now, again, if you count the flowers on there, I can
Loads.
count, pretty much at least 20.
Yeah.
But look at the height of that. So backs of borders, fences. This is Stu, is our head of technical, and that's one in his back garden. And that's, well, you can see there, that fence is 6-7 foot, and look at it.
Yeah, well, Stuart's over 6 foot, and his reach up to his chin. So they are really, really big. They are beautiful. As I said, they're one of our most popular items. Very, very easy to grow, to be honest. You're going to plant them and you're going to leave them alone. Obviously, water them, as you normally would, and feed throughout the summer months. But then come June time, you will be amazed at the displays that you get from these.
And we should say, normally, you would be paying for each bag of these £8. So the usual price for 5 bags is nearly £40. We're doing an offer today where you actually save £26. So you're paying about a third of the price that you normally would. They're nice big lily bulbs. As Beck said, one of the easiest to grow.
Yeah.
But this is the tallest that we do. Super
I
hardy.
love growing lilies. I didn't grow the skyscrapers last year, so it's one I need to add in, but I grew so many lilies last year and it was beautiful because they're really big, bold, bright colours, and they look amazing.
A few tips. When the flowers fade, I always think chop the flowers off because that stops them from seeds, but leave the stems and leaves, don't you?
Yeah, leave the stems. So obviously you can use your lilies as cut flowers, so you can cut them, you can bring them indoors for displays, and as they fade, cut the tops off, but leave the stems because it's the same with all bulbs really. You want all that power to go back into the bulb so that next year when it comes back into life, it's going to be as strong as it can possibly be.
Sure. They are absolutely outstanding. I know our head gardener, Peter, this is one of his absolute favourites.
I'm not surprised.
And Peter's, he's our head gardener. He knows the entire range, but he has grown these for many years, and he just loves the drama that they give to a garden. And actually, if you think how much you pay for each bulb and how big the display is, there's no expression kind of bang for your buck, but you think of the few pence for each bulb and what a massive display of colour that gives. They're incredible, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to get some of those this year.
Yeah. Amazing. They really are, and they will not disappoint. 630 326. Get those one out, and it's a great time to plant them, of course.
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, in my last garden, and apologies if I've told this story before, but I did have a Mahonia, and oh my word, it was just a nightmare to get near. So if everyone needed to weed near it, I'd almost have to put a suit of armour on. It was so prickly and difficult and spiky. But there's a brand new breed for you right now, and it's called Soft Caress. And it is absolutely wonderful because it's got all the benefits of Mahonia, but without the prickliness and without the struggle. And it's more compact, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, way more compact. This is the 2 major benefits of this, okay, because it's soft caress, so there aren't all those spiky, spindly, spiky bits that are going to prick you. And it stays nice and compact as well. We're only talking about 1 metre by 1 metre, so, 3 or 4 feet height and spread. I love Mahonia. I love the traditional Mahonia. It has its place in our garden, but you might want something a bit smaller. Maybe you've got a smaller garden. Maybe you don't. Maybe you've got kids and you don't want to have those prickly plants in your garden. I completely understand that. This is definitely one for you to add in order to combat those 2 things. I like the fern-like foliage that you've got on here as well. It definitely feels a bit, holiday feel to that ferny foliage. And then you get those gorgeous kind of spires, the buttery yellow flowers. I like also the fact that this is a slightly later flowerer when it comes to, you know, your seasonal planting. So this is going to start around August time, but it keeps going into September and October. So if you're looking at your garden when, you know, things are just starting to fade, aren't they, at the end of the summer, a lot of flowers are disappearing. This one's just going to be coming into flower for you and just helping transition those seasons. And I think it's really important to look at transitioning between those seasons.
Well, that is a brand new variety called Soft Caress, 510 949 at just $19.99. Now, one of my absolute favourites on the show, and we've saved this for the final hour, is this gorgeous poppy, and it's a triple pack. The value to it is amazing. This you get 3 bare roots for $7.99. We both love poppies, but this particular colour is divine, isn't it?
It's really beautiful. I can't. I'd lose the power of speech when I look at that because it is so pretty.
Look! This is great. Look at this.
It looks like some kind of antique silk, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the deepest kind of maroon, burgundy, purple mixture of colours, which is, it's breathtaking. It really is. Now,
it's really classy as well,
it's
don't you think?
so classy.
Oh.
Oriental poppies, they can flower for up to 6 weeks as well, so you get a decent long flowering season on here, and they can produce 2 to 3 flowers per plant once they get established as well. So this is something that's going to keep on giving for you, getting bigger and better for you every single year.
And this one is quite a tall one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, this one can get to about 90 centimetres, about a metre in height, so, you know, a good 3 feet in height. I like the foliage on there as well, because it has nice, thick, kind of luscious foliage underneath the flowers too. Really, really pretty. But it's low maintenance, easy to grow, but really bold and beautiful.
And doesn't that look wonderful in the bed that you're looking at right now? My mum grew some poppies from YouGarden. First year, she got a couple of poppies, but honestly, last year they were just amazing. And actually, she did chop them back after they'd flowered, and she did get a few extra ones in autumn. Not many,
nice,
but a couple of surprise ones as well.
Sometimes it's nice to leave the seed heads on. You know, they can give a lovely bit of extra interest over the winter months. I know lots of people do that. Obviously, you can chop them down if you want to, but the seed heads can be quite pretty to look at over the winter months too.
But when you think of $7.99 for 3 of those bare roots, again, in terms of planting a bare root, it's really easy. Yes, you could buy one of these poppies in a pot from us in springtime, in leaf, about to go into flower, and pay a lot more. But actually, planting a bare root is so easy.
Yeah, it's so simple. I basically dig a hole and put it in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The only
soak the bare roots by, you know, you need to soak it because they're dormant basically. They're fast asleep. So by soaking it, you're kind of waking it up a little bit. But that's it. Then dig the hole and put it in.
The best tip we could give you there, if you're buying any of the bare roots in the show, and we had the roses earlier, is the mycorrhizal fungi root grow. And I always used to use traditional things like bloodfish and bone. But honestly, this is amazing. It's a fungi that really creates a secondary root system very quickly. So it allows plants to settle in, get their roots going in a far faster period of time, so they get off to a really great start.
Absolutely.
And a little bit goes a long way on that.
A little bit goes a long way, and I highly recommend this if you are planting into pots, because obviously in a pot it's a contained system, so over time it loses its nutrients and its own kind of ecosystem within there. This is a one application wonder. You only have to do it once, and that is the lifetime of the plant sorted out. Yeah,
and I do like that tagline. It kind of sums up what you've said. The best start and a lifetime of benefits for your plants. So
indeed.
Really worth adding that to your order. 100,066 at £12.99. But can we just say good afternoon to each and every one of you. We've just had a question from Penny, is it?
Penny, yeah. She's just found some lily blobs.
Was it just found them?
Just found them. What was it, in a packet or in some so she'd had the lilies before and they were in pots, so she's dug them up and she's planted them out. Will they grow?
And there's some there's some baby ones.
There's the little ones, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They'll grow.
Yeah, they might. The only thing when I've done that, sometimes they haven't flowered the first year.
Yeah.
Depending on the size.
the only way to find out is
Do
wait
it.
and see.
Yes.
But I've done something very similar in the past, and had success when I've done it. So I applaud you on planting them out. I think that's the way to do it. Absolutely, it's exciting. Let's see what happens in the spring, and please let us know when you start seeing those shoots come up. I'll be really interested. But yeah, I think they'll grow.
But lovely to have each and every one of you watching live today. Now, we are with you till 1 o'clock. We did mention that Greg Wallace is going to be with YouGarden on QVC this Saturday, and I'll be there Sunday morning at 10. But he will be bringing you this amazing rose. It's called Rose Little Sid. And one thing I wanted to say is on our website, Bex and I are also, and our head gardener Peter, and the team here at YouGarden, we're just putting on more and more web content. So rather than sometimes having to read all the descriptions, and don't get me wrong, we have brilliant descriptions and tips on all of our plants, but sometimes, I know what I'm like, sometimes I look at, I can't be bothered to read. So we're actually putting little videos on to make it a little bit easier. And there's one on right now for Rose Little Sid. I think this one's with me, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Just have a look. We'll be back in a few moments' time. Greg Wallace, who you can see behind me, one of my absolute favourites on there. What an incredible gentleman. One thing you might not know is he has got a son, him and his wife, Anne-Marie, have got a son called Sid. They got married a few years ago, and Anne-Marie gave birth to the beautiful Sid, who we can see right now. Sid is non-verbal and autistic, and what Greg and his wife have done is they've decided to have a rose named after Sid. So this is called Little Sid. And with every sale of this rose, £5 will be donated to the incredible charity Ambitious About Autism. So with every single purchase of this rose, £5 will go to this amazing charity. The rose itself is beautiful. It's a true, what I would call a raspberry red. You're going to get an amazing amount of roses all the way through summer into autumn. This is a true repeat flower. Now, in terms of fragrance, quite a delicate fragrance, so nothing overpowering, but a really nice, delicate fragrance. The roses, aren't they gorgeous though? So raspberry in terms of colour, true raspberry red. You'll probably notice that the centres are slightly darker on some of the roses as well. And they really do contrast beautifully to the dark green glossy foliage. Now, it is a rose that you can very easily grow in a pot because it's quite a compact variety. It's not going to grow too big and too unwieldy. It's quite, say, compact. But obviously, it will grow beautifully in beds and borders as well. It arrives as bare root, and if you've never planted a bare root, it's really easy. So when it arrives, ideally plant it as soon as possible. If you can't plant it straight away, just keep it in a cool, dark place, but ideally plant it within the first week. Before you plant it, though, give it a really good drink. This will be thirsty. It's kind of like in a dormant state right now, so don't get in a really big bucket of water for at least an hour, 2 hours. You could even leave it overnight. It wouldn't do it any harm. And then get planting. Now, if it's going to go in the ground, dig a really nice size hole, so probably about twice the depth of the roots there and about twice the width at least, and make sure that the soil in the bottom of the hole is also really well worked over. Make sure it's nice and loose so the new roots can actually really easily get in there as well. What I like to use is root grow mycorrhizal. I love to use a bit of that when I'm planting most of my shrubs and roses. Or if you've got something like blood, fish and bone, that's what I used to use when I was gardening as a child and as a teenager, then you can, of course, use that as well. If you have got some of our premium professional compost, you could always throw a bit of that into the rooting hole as well. And backfill, and just make sure it stays well watered for the first few months of its life. Even if you're planting this in the depths of winter, where you probably think it's going to be nice and wet, sometimes things can dry out in winter when it's really windy, so just make sure it does stay nice and watered. And that is pretty much it. You will then be able to enjoy this rose year after year. There's gorgeous red roses that will be there all throughout the summer, but also isn't it great to think that with every single rose that you buy from YouGarden, when it comes to Little Sid, £5 goes to Ambitious About Autism, helping families with autistic children. So it's got a lovely message, delightful rose. And I know that Greg Wallace and his wife Anne-Marie, although they've said in their press release that bringing Sid up is challenging, they've also said just how amazing and rewarding it is. And I know they're very proud both of Sid and this incredible rose called Little Sid. Hi, welcome back live. So yeah, we've got lots of online videos and content now. It just makes it easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, so much easier.
Yes.
I like watching videos.
Yes, I do too. We've also got on today's live show, we've got our favourite picks, our plants of the week. I mean, I do love both, but this Ceanothus at $6.99. Come on.
Yeah, it's just an amazing deal.
It is.
And the only reason we've got such an amazing deal on it is that basically somebody ordered too many. Ordered way more than they were supposed to. So we need to clear some space, basically. There is no other reason that this is down at this price. A normal offer price on this would probably be $12.99 or maybe even $9.99 if we're feeling uber generous. So $6.99 genuinely is a great price to be getting this at.
And
it's
actually,
really established.
It's really established, but Ceanothus are quite fast growing as well.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so there's a little video we'll show you in a second of my mum and dad's one, and it was about this size probably when they bought it. It's about 4, maybe 5 years old, and it is big. It's already filling the border. It looks absolutely beautiful. So if you've got a space to fill in a border, this is a brilliant one to fill it with because it's gorgeous and evergreen. You get.
Got to say the leaves are actually really attractive.
They are.
Yeah.
So it's quite small foliage, but it's a lovely deep green colour.
Yeah.
You can also see the nice deep veining on there as well. I think it's really valuable to have as an evergreen plant in your garden. But really, when this springs into life, it's a spring flowering shrub, and it looks amazing.
I know this sounds really lazy, but when everything loses its leaves, sometimes it is a real pain, isn't it? Sweeping all the leaves up and tidying up. It is, isn't it? But that is evergreen. But this is it. This cloud of like bluey lilac that you get is. Oh, it's just breathtaking. Isn't it?
It is breathtaking, and it is the thing that draws your eye at that time of year. So around May, around May and into June time, this is when this really does look absolutely glorious.
Hey.
And this is the thing that you're looking at the majority at that time of year.
With climate change, it may flower in March. You never know.
Who knows?
But regularly speaking, we're going to say May.
I'll put my teeth back in now.
And then my plant of the week, I remember having gardenias as houseplants as a child, and always loved the fragrance, loved the flowers, but this is one of the world's first hardy gardenias, hardy down to -10. So yeah, honestly, fully evergreen as well, but in summertime, kind of June onwards, you're going to get these beautiful white flowers, and it's called a pinwheel because if you look at these close up,
look at
aren't they like a little pinwheel? Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
But it's all about the fragrance. Relatively moderate growing on this one, so it's not invasive or anything like that. Ideal for pots, ideal for smaller gardens. But you will just love sitting next to this and enjoying that phenomenal fragrance. So we are doing this today. It's my plant of the week, and it's only £6.99. Really good price for that plant. Postage-wise, just want a few people have been asking about postage. So you only ever pay one postage per order. So whatever the highest postage is, say if you've got 3 items, and one of them's $4.99 postage, one's $5.99, one's $6.99. You wouldn't pay $4.99, $5.99, $6.99. You'd only pay the $6.99, and that would cover the entire order. Or if you spend £40 or more, which is easy to do by just getting some compost, we will give you free postage. So any order over £40 will get free delivery. So some great offers.
Love that.
And by using the code YGTV0124 today, every single one of you will get all the different promotions, so the special offers, the discounts, the buy one get one's free, but also your free miniature narcissi, which are worth $9.99. So they are free with every single order today. And the weather's going to be really pretty good for the next couple of weeks. A lot drier. There's a high pressure moving in, isn't there?
Weatherman Shaun.
I do follow the weather.
There's a high pressure coming in here. Over here,
but you must, as gardeners, I think you do. I am a bit obsessed with the weather.
Absolutely, you've got to keep an eye on it and look at it.
Yeah, I try and work out my gardening days, basically.
High pressure coming in here.
Yeah. that low pressure just moving out. But
I think we found your new job.
I wouldn't mind being a weatherman, but I'd much prefer to be a gardener.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it is important to keep an eye on the weather, isn't it? Even things like there's going to be the odd little frost over the next couple of weeks, and I've still got a few things that need to be covered and protected. So, as gardeners, it's good to look at the weather, isn't it? But where was I anyway? How did I get onto that?
I don't know. I took the mickey, sorry.
Oh, it was about the Daft bulbs. The Narcissus. Yeah, I'm going to be planting a few of my bulbs that have still got to plant in the next few days. Anyway, going to go back to our best-selling product of all time here on YouGarden. It is our premium professional compost. We have sold millions of litres of this, haven't we? Millions and millions.
So much, and it's because it works. We're going to stand here and we're going to tell you how amazing this is, but really it's down to all of the people that have got in touch with us over the years and left 5-star reviews, and there are thousands and thousands of people who have told us how amazing this compost is. It's not just from our own personal experience. Honestly, it's the YouGarden customer that tells us how brilliant this is. It is. Oh, there we go. Look, some of the reviews.
Hey, what's your...
Used many times, still the best so far. Better than the rubbish in the garden centre.
A bit harsh.
Always very good. Better still now, it's in boxes. Less chance of getting torn bags. Excellent product, joy to work with. So soft and silky and produces quality plants. That's just the first page that we've clicked on, and look at those amazing
And was
results.
the average rating there, was it 4.7 out of 5? It always hovers between about 4.7 and 4.8 out of 5, and that's based on a huge amount of reviews.
Yeah.
We really do believe in this compost. We know you do too. And we don't claim to be the cheapest, but we do believe we're the best, don't we?
Absolutely, and we deliver
still great value.
So it gets delivered free of charge, first of all, so you haven't got the hassle of having to go to the garden centre or wherever it is you buy it in, but you've got the cost and the hassle and the time that it takes you to get there. But also there is generally, and every week so far, we've added a free gift in, haven't we? So as long as you use the code, you will get a free gift. Today's gift is our bulbs, which are normally worth $9.99. So if you take that off the price of the compost, we are starting to get more competitive, aren't we?
And actually, for all of our club members, you always get about £2.50 off this.
Yeah.
So it's really worth becoming one of our discount club members just to buy a compost. It really is.
But when you think about the ingredients in here, which we'll run you through quickly, but how good this is going to be for your plants, it really truly is an investment. So it's about getting quality for your plants, not the cheapest thing for your plants. But, we do believe we are quite competitive as well. So the ingredients are incredible. It's got a lovely, light, airy texture, which allows really good root development and growth. We've got 3 different types of peat in here, black and white peat, which we know is great for our plants. That has been reduced over the years because obviously we have to keep up with environmental concerns. So it's been reduced but then replaced with other vitally important ingredients as well.
So you've also got in here the lime that balances the pH. You've got a wetting agent as well, and the even distribution of water, actually, and the water retention is fantastic. And your slow-release fertiliser as well, which can feed your plants for up to 6 months. So the combination, the formulation with this is just ideal for pretty much all plants. And we always say you can grow anything from seeds all the way through to trees in this and everything in between. So we would love you to try it if you've not got it already. And also, if you're buying a couple of things and you've got postage to pay right now, maybe you've got a couple of things in your basket and you've got $6.99 postage to pay, get your order to over £40, add your compost in, and free delivery with £40 spent and more. And you're always going to use it, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Of course. There's always a need for some compost somewhere.
There's quite a lot that I've got to do in the garden in the next few weeks that's going to require me using compost.
There you go. Stock up.
I'm going to start doing my
resolution,
seeds.
Never run out of my premium professional compost.
It's really annoying when you do. Right, now this whole table over this side of our potting shed is all free delivery. So everything this side, compost, strolls, heavy duty pots, all of these plants are free delivery. And we're going to start off with the Dutch iris bulbs, which are only $17.99 with free delivery, or for an extra £2, you can double up and get an extra 100 irises. And although that seems a lot, these because they grow to about 6 centimetres, but they're slim, so they want to be in groups.
Definitely,
They'd be a bit lost as single ones, wouldn't they?
A little bit lost, absolutely. And this is what we think about when we're putting these deals together. You know, this is why there is a double up deal here for you, because I would suggest you're going to plant probably 30 or 40 of these together in a group. And so that's why we're giving you an amazing deal on being able to get 200 of these iris bulbs with that double up deal. Love the colour mix.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Really love the colour mix that you're getting with this particular collection. It's so complementary. It works so beautifully together, and I can picture that. I can picture that clumps of those dotted around any garden, whether it's in your borders or in pots. It will look amazing. Maximum results, minimal effort.
Wow, they're gorgeous,
aren't they? Love them. About 60 centimetres in height these can reach as well. So if you are thinking about planting them into borders, I'm going to suggest middle of the border.
Yeah, totally agree. And I'm just, again, imagining summertime.
Yeah.
Can't wait, can you?
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Remember, every day is getting a little bit longer now.
Yeah. About June, July, these will be flowering for you. And they are just beautiful, aren't they? Really iconic. I think that you can't mistake an iris.
No.
You know an iris flower, don't you?
And so easy to grow, as we mentioned. 630 366, free delivery, but it is a double up. So buy 100 bulbs, get another 100 absolutely free. I love the shape of an iris flower, don't you?
Yeah.
Really do.
You call them birds of paradise, don't you?
I think they look like birds flying.
Yeah, I get it. I can see that.
What do you see in them?
I can see. I was a big fan of Alice in Wonderland when I was a kid. You know, the animated film.
Yeah.
And there's when Alice is with the flowers, and there's an old lady's voice. No, not like that, dearie. And I'm sure it's one of the irises that's talking to her. Maybe my memory is not working right, but I just feel like Alice in Wonderland when I look at the irises.
63366, just £17.99 postage included.
No, dearie, don't do it like that.
No, our next item is one of my absolute favourites in terms of value today. It's 5 roses for under £20, again with free delivery. Honestly, 5. And actually, a lot of these are very well-known roses. All of these, actually.
Yes, they are indeed. Some real good quality roses in there, all labelled. As you can see, they've got the colour tags on there, so you know which is which. That's very important if you're, thinking about colour schemes and things like that. But let's run you through the 5 different varieties. We've got the Arthur Bell, the one in the middle, that lovely yellow one. First rose I ever planted, absolutely gorgeous rose. I love it so much. It's got a special place in my heart, actually being the first rose I planted. But the Arthur Bell has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. That means it's a proven performer. They've trialled it, they've tested it, and they've said it's a proven performer in our UK gardens. You get clusters of the most gorgeous yellow flowers, but they also transition in colour. So they start a really kind of bright yellow, but they turn a creamy yellow, and you get clusters of.
Beautiful,
they're lovely, and you get clusters of the different colours on the one rose, which is beautiful.
To me, that is a perfect rose shape, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I love it. You also get the Queen Elizabeth Pink, always in the top 10 of roses. It was obviously it was bred for Queen Elizabeth's coronation back in 1954. It's been voted as the world's favourite rose in the past as well. We have the Peace Rose, which is that more orangey coloured one in the bottom there. Now, that was bred and awarded to delegates at the end of World War II, so obviously that has a special significance and meaning as well. We have the Pascali, which is the white one. That one has been a previous one that's been voted as the world's favourite rose as well. And we also have the Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, which is the red one. From that one, that one's a classic, isn't it? I think when I think of a rose, I always think of a red rose. You get clusters of beautiful red roses with that one too.
Now again, £4 a rose with free delivery, and as I've gardened all my life, but as I've got a bit more knowledgeable over the years, I like to get great value. I don't like to pay premium prices, and this is a really clever way of getting gorgeous roses for a few pounds. Because when you buy, and we've got some ready to go outside, there are some roses, several pallets as we came to work today. They're all potted up, and I think they're £20 each.
Yeah. It will be.
It's a rose in a pot. And don't get me wrong, some people like to buy like that, not a problem. But if you're really savvy, buy them as bare roots. And they're really easy to grow. Can you just pass me that one there?
Yes, of course.
This is a different variety, but very similar. Just make sure that's called the union. So you've got your roots here, you've got all obviously the stems. That needs to be under the ground by just a few centimetres. You want to plant that about there. Some people make the mistake of thinking, oh, that bit needs to go above the ground.
You would naturally think,
Yeah.
I think people would naturally think that's where you plant it to, but no, that bit needs to go underground.
And just dig a nice deep hole. So the roots on this one about there. You want to dig it about twice the depth. Obviously a nice width to it. Make sure the soil at the bottom of the hole is nicely dug over as well, just so the roots can find their way in there. I mean, the soil right now is going to be really nice and warm but wet, so you're not going to have any problem digging it. And as we both mentioned, if you want to just put a little bit of root grow, or if you don't want to stretch this, some bloodfish and bone, whatever you got, just sprinkle a bit of that in the bottom of the hole. And I would always backfill using a bit of our compost as well.
Yes, definitely.
I do.
Because it's filled with such good ingredients. Yeah. It's really worth doing.
But these bare root roses will flower this year and for many, many years or decades to come. Yeah,
absolutely. And they do repeat flower. They flower for a really long time, May all the way through to October. And they're really easy to look after as well. I generally prune, probably once a year, and it's around January time, January and into February, I start pruning it back, and that just encourages a nice bushy growth habit to them, but they're so easy.
Yeah,
but deadhead throughout the flowering season.
Great in pots.
Yeah.
But honestly, that is amazing value at £4 each. And although I love my summer bedding, but when you've got to replace it every year, it gets expensive. It really does. And I used to be bedding mad, and I still like my bedding. But to buy those roses and have that joy and those gorgeous flowers for years and decades at £4 each, they're a great buy, those. Really
wonderful.
Are. Yeah. Right. We've also got something that you grew last year, our carpet lilies.
Oh no, we're going to do strolch next.
Oh well, it has been wet, and when it's wet, the slugs and snails, they love it, don't they?
They adore it.
They're having a party. Down there, they all come out. And the trouble is, we need obviously slugs and snails, of course we do. But we don't want them to eat the plants that we love. No. And this is a brilliant slug deterrent that's a natural way of stopping slugs eating your plants, but without killing them. Yeah,
it's a really healthy, environmentally friendly, natural way, because there's just something in it that they don't like. It's made of mineralised straw. It was developed at a university, and it just makes the slugs and snails go somewhere else. They don't like slithering over it, so they'll just go up to it and go, ugh, I don't like that, and they'll go off somewhere else.
And it is amazing. Particularly if you've got plants in pots like your hostas, just by covering the top of the pot with strolch.
Yeah, it stops them from getting to the luscious leaves that they want to feast on. They'll go next door and feast on their leaves instead. So that's only one of the amazing benefits, and it's probably a great thing to have at this time of year in order to keep the slugs and the snails away. But it has a bunch of other benefits. Another one at this time of year is probably to use it as a mulch, because as Shaun said, we might still have a few of those frosty nights coming. There might be some plants that you need to keep cosy and give them a nice little, warm duvet to sleep in, and that's what this can do. It will work beautifully as a mulch. But we're not done. It will also work as a weed suppressant. So if you go around and you do your weeding, probably now's a good time. Hopefully there's not too many weeds out at the moment. You can then lay this down on the ground and it will suppress those weeds from coming up. I quite like weeding personally, but I know that it is probably the bane of a lot of people's lives. I've got a smaller garden, so maybe that's why.
I don't mind it, but it's when the weeds, it's when they take over. If you go on holiday for a few weeks or you're
absolutely,
busy,
and you come back and you're like, oh. But this will suppress those weeds, so you don't get as many coming through. You don't have to constantly keep weeding, and it looks good.
I was just going to say that it neatens everything up, doesn't it?
It really neatens everything up. I got the clay soil. I got a lot of stone in there as well. Having this laid down just really elevates the look of your garden. It looks so neat and tidy.
Well, we are doing one of the best deals that we've seen in a long time. It's a twin pack. They're normally $52.97 for the twin. We are doing a £16 saving today, and of course postage is included as well. 149. Both bags are they're big bags. They're 9 kilos each, and just £36.97 today. And don't forget, whatever you're ordering, use the offer code YGTV0124. That will unlock all of those special promotions today. What a lovely show we're having.
I know. I like it actually today.
We always do that, don't we?
I know.
Yeah.
I say like it today. I like it every day.
Yeah.
My favourite place.
In our potting shed, and for those of you that are new to the show, we literally broadcast direct from the nursery. So it's an 11-acre nursery.
Just outside that door there.
Yeah. So it's very real.
Very real.
Yeah. It's a real deal. We go outside, we can help choose plants, look at plants, and then just bring them in our potting shed and share them with you lovely gardening friends out there. And we always say with YouGarden, it's gardening for everyone. So whatever level of gardening you're at, so whatever type of garden you've got.
You know, the guys here, they really do believe in that, don't they?
Yeah.
Our head gardener, who's been in horticulture all his life, and he's ancient, so he's been doing it a lot. He's been doing it a long time.
It might be hated. Sometimes
I know. I'm going to be in trouble, aren't I? But he truly does believe in making gardening accessible to, all types of gardeners, whether you're new at it, whether you're really experienced, whether you've got a small garden, an allotment, a family garden like me, or several acres like Shaun.
Well, in my life, I've had so many different types of gardens. I had a little terraced house for ages that just had a really small garden. I lived in apartments in Leeds.
You just had a balcony,
I had a really small balcony. I did have a nice sort of wraparound one at one time. But my word, that was challenging. Because the winds up there, it was 6 stories
and
high.
you had quite shade on one side a lot of the time. And
But do you know what? I honestly managed in all the different types of gardens. I've got a nice, a third of an acre now, so it's big. But I've always managed to make the smallest areas look nice and the biggest areas hopefully look nice.
There is something for everybody, and as I say, we truly do believe in that here at YouGarden, and our head gardener is very keen on making it accessible to everybody.
And there's always the right plant for the right place. Some plants love shade, some love full sun, some love to be an exposed, windy coastal environment, some love shelter. It's just getting the right one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm smiling because I'm quite contrarian. I'm like, but I want it there, but it doesn't want to be there. But I want it there.
Plants do let you know.
They do let you know.
We should say that all of our winter hardy plants do come with a lifetime guarantee. So if they don't thrive, survive, let us know. We'll replace them. All you pay is the postage. Also, we do. I think our website is brilliant in terms of giving you product descriptions and it'll
information.
Tell you,
there's aftercare advice, there's top tips, there's information on how to plant it, where to plant it, flowering time, planting time. There's lots of information on there.
So hopefully, if you stay watching YouGarden TV, we'll all have amazing gardens.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, yours are going to look great this spring because you planted so many bulbs.
I've planted so much stuff.
And don't forget, you will get some free bulbs today if you use that offer code YGTV0124. You'll get 35 miniature nights-side, and you can still plant those in the next few weeks, and they will be fine. We promise you. There they are.
There's the bulbs. I love miniature daffs.
I do.
They're my faves.
And you get this free with every individual order today. Now, something that you grew last year, you grew these lilies, didn't you?
So I did. I planted the carpet lilies. I really liked the idea of these because I do love lilies anyway. And I planted loads of different lilies last year, but the carpet lilies I was excited about because they don't get tall. That is in my garden, or it was in the summertime. I love the colour of it. The flame red colour is beautiful. Now, I did plant them individually, so I do recommend not doing that. You're going to want to plant a few of these together. You want maybe 4 or 5 of them together in a group.
And I'm thinking they'd look great in a pot, wouldn't they?
They'd look beautiful, but they don't get really tall. They only get to about 30 centimetres in height. Now, my first year, they didn't get to 30 centimetres, maybe 20. So maybe next year they'll get a little bit taller. But I liked the fact that they sort of hugged the ground. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So front of a border, absolutely gorgeous. Or filling a pot with these, absolutely gorgeous. It's that colour mix. It's the yellows, the oranges, the bright reds. And as you can see from that picture of mine, it really was bright red. It was glossy, it was shiny, it was beautiful.
I mean, the fire in those is incredible. And I said earlier yesterday, my mum's visually impaired, and now her sight's not as good. We've really changed the colour scheme in her garden, and she used to love pastels and delicate colours, and she can't really pick up those as well now. But bright colours like that, she'd see those right at the other end of her garden.
Yeah, and they're lovely. They're very versatile. You know, other types of lilies, which I grow and I love, I have to stake them. You know, because they bend towards the sun or the wind will blow them. I have to stake them. These do not require staking because they are naturally dwarf. They are naturally compact. So if staking is just, you know, a deal breaker for you, go for these because you don't need to worry about that.
And great for that smaller garden as well. So $9.99 for 10, but if you spend an extra £5, you could double up and get 20 of those. And they will come back year after year after year. They really will.
They will.
And you get more and more, and fully hardy as well. Now we've also got, this is all free postage this side of the studio.
Yeah, remember to use the code YGTV0124, otherwise the free postage will not be applied. So make sure you put that code in. And
we've only got about 25 minutes left on the show, so if you want to still comment, say hello, we would love to hear from you on the group chat on YouTube and Facebook. We always love it when you comment and chat.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and any questions as well. Generally speaking, we should be able to answer them. If we can't, then we will consult our head gardener, Peter.
Yes.
So, and we'll get back to you, of course. We're going to talk about the Daphne next, because this is one of the most fragrant plants you can have.
Oh, it really is.
It's adorable, this
I mean,
one.
Any Daphne is probably one of the most fragrant plants that you can have, but this one, the Perfume Princess, is extra special.
Well, I think the clue's in the name, don't you? Yeah.
Well, for a couple of different reasons. So it flowers all the way along the stem, which is brilliant, and that's a bit different from other Daphnes. But plus, the flowers on here can be 4 times larger than other Daphne varieties. So really, this one has got true flower power. Gorgeous fragrance that you're getting on here, relatively slow growing, lovely evergreen leaves, and flowering springtime. So March and April, you will have the most beautiful scented flowers in your garden. Winter hardy, lifetime guarantee. Definitely wants a sunny spot, but will cope with a little bit of shade, and the wildlife are going to love it.
Oh, and it just grows in such a neat habitat, the one as well. Beautiful. The Daphne Princess, the Perfume Princess, I should say. 511038, $99 with free postage as well. Now, one of the most, in fact, probably the most dramatic rose we have ever brought you is here right now, and it is called Abracadabra, and it is truly magical. I've never seen a rose like this.
I love it.
It's incredible.
I love the bi-colour that you get on here, and it's the mixture of the 2 colours as well, actually, that really do stand out. It's got that like velvety maroon burgundy colour that's then mixed with those stripes of that buttery yellow that's in there as well. It is outstanding. It's definitely got the wow factor. It's definitely going to turn heads. I think when that's growing in your garden and you see that live, you won't be able to take your eyes off it.
What would you plant that with?
Oh, I'd plant it on its own. I think that needs.
In a pot? Would you put it in a pot? Then?
I'd probably have it in a pot.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
I think it needs to be stand out on its own somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's just what I was thinking. You just don't want to distract at all.
I wouldn't want to distract from that. No. I would. It's a feature. It's definitely a feature plant.
No, I'm with you. I would definitely have it just in a pot by itself, and that is it.
Now you get lots of flowers on here. It's a repeat flower, but this one is great because you get an average of 7 flowers per cluster of the rose flowers on here, which is a really good number, basically. And
it's only $14.99. It is a bare root, so the same principle as the glamour roses.
Yeah.
Great time to plant it now. The general rule with bare roots is just don't plant when the ground is frozen. And don't plant if it's waterlogged. And I appreciate it will have been a bit wet, obviously recently, but the dry weather over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, it's starting to dry out.
Yeah, by the time this is delivered in a few days' time, it will probably be fine. I'd be perfect, I'd have thought. We've got loads of sunny weather.
Look, if you're planting into pots as well, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, of course it doesn't. And I would definitely put this in a pot.
I think it needs a pot.
But you can see that. I mean, already this has got some shoots coming. Lots of stems on here.
Yeah.
And we were saying you don't get as many thorns on this one.
No, you don't get as many. It's not thorn free, but you don't get as many. And you can see how bushy this is going to grow because of the amount of stems that you've got coming off here. And when it comes to pruning, by the way, which I'm going to be doing very soon, can you see here there is a bud coming here?
Yes.
What I'm going to do with mine at home is I am going to prune just above the bud. So I'm going to prune in a diagonal where that bud is. Nice, strong pair of secateurs.
Yes, nice and sharp.
That's where you prune it, and then you get more stems coming from there. And that's how you create a lovely bushy growth habit to your roses.
And then over the years...
That's all it takes, by the way. I never used to grow roses because I thought it was really tricky. That's all you need to know.
I do think the varieties have got stronger, we were saying earlier, in terms of disease resistance and things like that as well. So if you do want to go for that, it is an amazing rose. Lots of you are going for that one. 530 316. It is the Abracadabra with £5 off it and postage included. Thank you to everyone that is placing an order. And don't forget, you can order after the show as well. You can order anytime you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can go back, you can stream previous shows. In fact, there's a little section on the website. If you go into where you can watch the shows, it says Christmas specials. The clearance show is still there. The Houseplant show is still there. And you can watch any of the previous shows that we've had on as well. As long as the deals are still available, the shows will still be there.
I watched the Houseplant show the other day. And
Did you?
Yeah, well, I kicked over a plant at the top, but it was an old...
And that was the clearance show.
So the clearance one, yeah. Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. And it's an algarve really spiking, and I knocked it off.
And you bared your bum to everybody.
Yeah, I bent down and all hanging out.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Well, look at it. But you can always watch shows that you've missed on YouTube and, of course, on our website, YouGarden.com. Right, we've also got a brilliant selection of houseplants, as we mentioned, on our website. A lot of people don't realise YouGarden do a bit of everything, they really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got Mediterranean plants, we've obviously got perennials, we've got bulbs, we do great summer bedding, we do Christmas.
We do lawn mowers, we do furniture, there's water butts. I need to get a water butt.
We've got everything on the YouGarden website. And don't feel shy about shopping across the website. You don't just need to buy the products on the live TV shows, but always use the offer code when you check out. But this is, now we were doing a bit of research looking at triple stem yuccas and the kind of price you can pay. Even at $39.99 our RRP, that is brilliant. But to get a triple stemmed yucca for under £30 is incredible. And one of the easiest houseplants to grow this one.
So really easy. And it's a designer favourite when it comes to interior design as well, because you were saying about bang for your buck with something or other. This is definitely one that gives you a lot, basically.
It does.
Because it's a really good size, but it requires so little attention from you. Honestly, it's so simple and easy, but gives really good impact.
Now, in terms of size, it's triple stemmed. You get approximately a 20, a 30 and a 60 stem. So 3 stems, all with wonderful green shoots and lots of foliage. And
I like that you get the 3 stems because you get lovely lush foliage all the way up.
Yeah, I agree.
So obviously from that side, you're looking at lots of foliage. If I were to twist it, you can see, the stems. So it depends what you want to see with how you position that in your home. But I think it's lovely the way that you get the whole journey of the foliage up the full plant with those 3 individual, staggered stems. Yeah.
Now, in terms of yuccas, and I've got 3 in my home.
You've got 3?
I have got 3. I've got 1 in the hallway, 1 in the sort of kitchen area, and I've got 1 in the conservatory.
Nice, yeah.
And I've just moved in there. So I can honestly say they're just like a bright room.
Yeah.
Not direct sun, they don't need scorch, but a nice bright room. They don't need a lot of water. That's one of the great things.
Very little water.
Yeah, you can go on a holiday, come back.
You don't have to worry about your yucca.
The one thing you could do is actually overwater. That's the worst thing you could do. It would hate to be sat in lots of water. So don't feel you're going to be on top of it with the watering. Just wait till the compost is dry on top, then give it a little water. It will let you know when it does need watering. And I've sometimes left mine, I reckon sometimes 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, certainly over the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest...
I bet I've left mine 4 to 6 weeks.
I watered it the other day just because I repotted my yucca. So I did give it some water then, and I potted it in our premium professional compost, by the way. But prior to that, I probably hadn't touched it for probably 2 months.
Yeah. And I can always tell when mine needs a water because it will just look a little bit sort of droopy. That's it. Occasionally... Leaves will go yellow. All you do is chop those off.
Yeah, I just pull them off or chop them off.
Yeah, with postage.
Because actually, by doing that, that's how it gets its height. It's a bit like a cordyline.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's how it gets its height. The leaves then come away and it forms the stem. It's the same with the yucca.
Honestly, it's one of the easiest ever plants
And
to
if it
grow.
gets too tall, you can chop the top off and it will form new stems coming out of it. So you can, because obviously they will grow, they're relatively slow growing, but if it gets too big for you, you can chop the top off and it will create new stems.
One of mine got a bit leggy and I did chop it back and it
worked.
got lots of new stems.
So
easy to grow, but they just add architecture to a home. I'm not a big fan of plastic plants. I know they've got their place, but I just think with static, they tend to gather dust and some you can really tell they're plastic, can't you?
You can really tell, absolutely. And the thing with having houseplants, living houseplants, is that they not only look beautiful, but they also add an air purifying element into your home as well. You know, they can take some of the toxins and the nasty stuff out of the air and they can provide additional oxygen into your home, which is absolutely beautiful. This one has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well, by the way. So it's been trialled, it's been tested, and it is a proven performer.
And thank you to Malcolm. I know Malcolm bought some plants from our houseplant show, so thank you for that, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Right, I'm going to just say something. Delivery is $6.99 because this is big.
It is.
And obviously it's heavy. But if you want free delivery, just get your order to over £40. So get some compost, get some of our pots, plants, whatever. Get your order to over £40 and you'll get it delivered free, which is brilliant, isn't it?
I was just thinking, get the lilies, maybe the skyscrapers. How much were they? I can't remember.
$13.99. I was saying $13.95. I was close.
That'll get you there.
But or go on our website. I'm sure there's some nice indoor pots and things.
Yeah,
I mean, all sorts on that.
Also on the show we've got which we haven't brought out today, but there's a houseplant mix. So there's 6, smaller houseplants, which would be a great thing to add into your.
I think they're $27.99.
Yeah.
So. But we don't want you to pay postage unless you have to. So if you want that delivered free, just get your order to over £40. Now we've actually got our Weeping Willow Salix next. I can't wait for this to get.
Oh, it's going to be so pretty.
To get the little catkins on it because they look amazing.
They do look amazing and they feel amazing as well.
Look, they're forming now.
You won't be able to walk past this without stroking it because those catkins are the softest, fluffiest, most tactile things in the garden. And this, we talk about feature trees or feature plants. This one definitely will become a feature. If you had this in a pot somewhere, it would be a central feature. It is a willow, but it is a small one, okay? So this has been grafted onto dwarf rootstock. It's not going to get more than 1.5 meters in height, but it does like water. We know willow likes water. So if you are keeping it in a pot, do make sure that you keep it well watered. But it would work beautifully, wouldn't it, in a moist area?
Yeah.
So if you've got a moister area.
I had my next to water feature, which would quite often overflow, and in the wind it would, obviously the water would splash around it. Loved it there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be a good year for willows.
It could be a very good year for willows. But you get this gorgeous canopy, a waterfall, if you like, of what you can see in the picture, which is, that's going to happen sort of, it's springtime, isn't it? Sort of March, April time, you start seeing those catkins on there. And then after that, you'll also get that beautiful waterfall of foliage too.
Yeah.
Really easy to maintain because if these bits get too long, all you need to do is give it a haircut. Pair of shears will do it. Just go trim it around and that will give it that lovely haircut. But year after year, that will look beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was saying, so the other day I was in my local supermarket and they were selling these. So they've been cut off, probably about that length actually. And I think it was a pack of maybe 3 or 4 of them with the catkins on, and it was £10.
Really?
£10.
It
Just for 3 or 4 of those. Because obviously you can use them for decorations, for indoors, for cut flower decorations.
They do keep the catkins for a long time
They
inside.
keep them for ages, yeah.
But it's a lovely specimen, that one. It's only $14.99 as well, with a £10 saving. 510326 is your item number. I do like that. I couldn't dig it up because it was in the ground in my last house, but I do miss it.
Yeah.
I might have to reinvest, I'm thinking. Now, something that I have got on my list, definitely this week, is the magnolia. Now, I've already got a couple of magnolias, but not the yellow bird. I have seen these occasionally in gardens.
You don't see many,
no,
though, do you?
you don't. But
I'm not sure I've ever seen a yellow magnolia growing anywhere, actually.
my friend Sue's got one.
Has she got one?
Yeah.
Well, it's rarely
she's
available.
Got an amazing garden, though.
We don't often bring it, and it is rarely available, this one, and it is absolutely stunning.
I wonder why we don't see it often.
I don't know. We need to find out. We'll have to ask our head gardener.
Yeah, because it's
can tell us.
spectacular, isn't it?
It is. We love magnolia flowers. They've got a beautiful cup shape, almost tulip form to them, haven't they? And there's something beautiful about the way that they grow. But the fact that this one is a yellow I just think it's unique, it's beautiful, if your house was the one with the yellow magnolia, I think your house would become the landmark, wouldn't it? It'd be, you go past that house, that one that's got the yellow magnolia out the front, because it would be so standout and so beautiful.
My friend Matt has just planted one of these in his front garden. He's a really keen gardener, but he wanted to do exactly that. But when it comes to spring, magnolias are magnificent. Now, they don't flower for a huge amount of time, but when they do flower...
They are amazing.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
Some plants look sort of average all year round.
Yeah.
The magnolia, when it is in bloom, it steals the show, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And do you know what? I don't mind that the magnolia doesn't flower for a long time because it's so beautiful when it flowers. It's totally worth it. Now, in order to maintain those flowers, you are going to want to try and put it into a sheltered spot because we know that, when the magnolia's in flower, if you get a windy day, it can take away all of those flowers. So sheltered spot if you can. Sunshine, part shade, it can cope with. I've got the perfect spot. And it was Adam, wasn't it, yesterday? Thank you, Adam. Adam messaged in to us yesterday telling us that it is a clay soil lover. I did not know that.
It's finding other soils as well.
So I'm really happy about that because I know I've got clay soil. I've always wanted a magnolia, so I think I might have to be. I might have to get it. Yeah. I've always wanted one. Yeah. So I might just have to do it.
Now, it doesn't, and I'm just being honest again, it doesn't look a lot right now, but it will do. And,
you know it will.
I can see buds coming on this now, but when it comes to spring, it's gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
And
you need an imagination. I appreciate that.
But they can grow big. They can grow several meters in terms of size.
I can see the buds though.
Yeah.
Look, can you see where the buds are coming? Where that new growth is going to come from? It's going to be absolutely stunning and amazing.
And you can grow magnolias very happily in pots. My mum had this stellata variety.
Oh, I love the stellata.
Yeah.
Really
she had that
nice.
in a pot for many years. Again, it's finally gone in a border. But yes, it will be very happy in a pot, should that be more appropriate for your size garden. But I would love you to get that one today. Just $19.99 with a £15 saving, the yellow bird. I'm definitely getting that one. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. I do like, at this time of year, though, I do love planning the garden.
I know, it's exciting, isn't
it? And every year I always try and better it, do you?
I really want to dig up the grass. I've got another few years to wait until the kids go.
I thought you were going to just sneakily take bits off.
I'm going to sneak some extra borders. And I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to sneak about an extra couple of feet on each of the borders. They won't know. They've got enough grass. There's a field down the end. They can go and play in the field.
Now, we are heading towards the last part of the show. Thank you to everybody. Just got a few little things we want to share because this table is all buy one, get one free. So you've got amazing offers. You buy one, you get one free. Start with the Gladioli.
I said, you buy one. Sorry. I said you buy one.
You get one free.
It's the power of advertising, isn't it?
Did I go northern then as well?
No.
I am from York, so I do go northern.
Sometimes you do.
I was very northern over Christmas, especially if I'd had a few drinks. So I was going to catch you with my friends back home. Back home, you see. There
back
you go.
Home.
Right. Slipped into it straight away. Friends back home. Right. Gladioli, 100 bulbs.
Yes.
But if you buy 100 bulbs, you get 100 absolutely free today. And I know it seems a lot, but Gladioli, you want to plant them en masse, don't you?
Totally. So they get really tall. They get to a metre in height. But they don't get massive. You're only talking sort of 10 centimetres. Yeah. So you definitely want to plant multiples of these together. Look at the picture. Look how amazing that looks with all of those planted together. So again, this is one way you're going to want to plant maybe 25 of these all together in a group, maybe even more, who knows. But yeah, plant them en masse. Get that beautiful sweet shop confection of colours all... Oh.
I know. beautiful.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I said the other day, I went to a flower show. I went to several of the flower shows last year. We need to plan those in, by the way.
We do.
We went to several of the flower shows last year, and one of the flower shows that I went to had the most delightful stand, and it was gladioli, just bunches and bunches of these beautiful gladioli, and I went and stood, and I was in awe. They are so beautiful. I love the way they open. You sort of get successional opening with this. You know, they start opening at the bottom and then open towards the top. They last quite a long time as a cut flower.
As a cut flower, I've got like a nice tall vase. I love to have gladioli in there, and you're right, they do last. I've had them last probably 10 days, maybe in a couple of weeks. I sometimes take the bottom flowers off as they start to just go over.
As they fade, yeah.
But yeah, they are a magnificent cut flower. But for the back of a border, when you've got things like ugly fences, they just look fantastic.
Yeah.
And they come back year after year, of course.
They do, and they are a summer flower. So June, July, August time, that is when you will get these, and you will get at least 5 colours in these bags. They naturalise, they look absolutely beautiful, and they're winter hardy, obviously.
But an amazing price. You're going to get 200 bulbs. It's 100, but buy one pack, get one free for just £14.98. 630 002. And then something that one of the first things I planted in my new garden were Astilbes, and I got them from here. I got them as bare roots, and honestly, I love them. And I've got them. I did put them in exactly the right spot because I've got them in a slightly shady area, not full shade, but a little dapple shade, and it's quite moist. It's at the bottom of my garden, and my garden slopes, so it gets the water drains down. And they've done so well. Yeah. But mine are not as nice a colour as this. I've just got pinks and creams. But here you've got reds and purples, haven't you? Reds
and purples and pinks and lilacs. And the colour mix, for starters, is just so beautiful. Really complementary. And this is why I'm suggesting not to separate these. You want to plant them in a group together because those colours are going to work beautifully together. And you put them in exactly the right spot. You know, they want dappled shades. They want damp soil. So if you've got a slightly, I don't want to say boggy area, but just a slightly more moist area that's, you know, more shady, then that will be the absolute perfect spot for these. They are incredibly fragrant, and the pollinators love them. Bees and butterflies are going to have a party with this one. So they're hardy, they're easy to grow, they're robust, and they are going to look beautiful if you plant them all together.
Yeah, and I've just thought I've got them on the same side as my hydrangeas, and they get on really well together.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
because
nice.
I think they're both like the same type of soil, the moisture, the hydrangeas coat with a kind of semi-shade there. But I love that, and I don't really know how to describe the flowers, but they're sort of, because you get thousands of them, but they're tiny. They create kind of fluffy mounds, if you know what I mean. Yeah. There, you can see them. They're close
so
up.
interesting, aren't they? So Stuart, our head of technical, he's describing them as coral looking. Yeah, and actually, it looks like coral.
Yeah, because these are brighter colours than mine. They do look more like that. But I love them. I absolutely love them. And you were saying mine are about 3, they'll be 4 years old this year.
Yeah, they need dividing. Every 3 to 4 years, you should divide your Astilbe. Number 1, you get free plants. Wonderful.
Great.
But number 2, and the most important reason, is that you want to retain the vigour of the plant. So they need dividing for that reason. Otherwise, they'll just start to slow down a little bit.
I will be dividing soon. They are herbaceous, so they will die down under the ground during the winter months, but they'll burst back every single spring and summer. Now, we are nearly out of time. Don't forget, you need to use the offer code today, YGTV 0124. So just to give an idea of how the promotion works. At the moment, we've just put in the Astilbe and the gladioli, but we haven't used the code. So all we're getting is one lot of each, and that's $34.96. However, let's put in the magic code, YGTV0124, apply code. Right, that's a lot better, because now we're getting the free Astilbes. Now we're getting our free gift, the Narciso miniature. They're worth $9.99, they're free. And then we also get our free gladioli. And for some reason, the postage has gone down as well. Don't care, I'm glad it did. If you want that postage to disappear completely, get the order to over £40. So I'm thinking maybe you want some compost, for example, or maybe you want some of the pots on the show, but add those to your order, and free P&P on all orders over £40 today. And the best-selling pots on the buy one get one free today have actually been the Knox, which are pots come hanging baskets. So that's what they look like as hanging baskets. But these all in clips, so if for one season you wanted to, in fact I'll leave that on, you let you do that one, Bex. If you want to choose them as a pot, you can do that as well. But I tell you what, to get 2 of those for just £4.99 is amazing value, isn't it?
It's really amazing value, whether you're going to use them as the hangers, as Shaun was saying, or whether you're just going to use them as pots on the ground. They are brilliant. They're a beautiful design for starters. Love that kind of, it's brushed metal kind of effect that you're getting on there. They've got the drainage in the bottom there. They've got the raised drainage in there as well, which is vitally important if you are using them as pots on the ground. But they're made from plastic, which makes them lightweight, but they are also frost resistant, UV stabilised, so they are designed to last you a long, long time.
And do you know what? Even if you are on a really small budget today, if you just bought these, you get your free bulbs, 35 of them.
1 pack of those, split between those 2, would be perfect,
and
wouldn't it?
just use them as pots rather than hanging baskets. But that would be, including postage, less than £10, and you get 2 gorgeous pots full of miniature narcissi. So if you are on a really small budget, a few of you might be thinking today, oh, I want to buy something for my garden, but I can't. Just go for those with your free bulbs, and you've got something really beautiful. And actually, if you're planting those up in the next couple of weeks, you'll
get some results on that quite quickly.
Yeah, you will.
In March time, you'll start seeing the shoots.
I'm thinking they might even be up for Mother's Day. I don't know, but they might be. Yeah. But anyway, that's just loads of you going for those. They're £4.99 for 2. And then also, we have got the Torinos on a buy one, get one free. Actually, if you need more than these, if you go on our website, you can actually buy multiples and you can get an even better deal sometimes when you buy packs of 10 and things.
Yeah, absolutely. These are a handy little pot, these. These are great to use all year round for a variety of different things. You know, your winter bedding, some of your bulbs, maybe summer bedding. Once we start getting into those as well, you can add those into these. Again, if you're buying in multiples, you can create a line of these along the edge of a wall or something, or maybe you've got steps, you can put them down either side of the step and create that lovely symmetry. They're just a really handy size and shape of pot, and again, they look great, don't they? Already got the drainage holes, there's no drilling or cutting or anything that you need to do there, but they're very easy to move around. They've got the lips so that you can lift them and carry them, but being made of plastic, strong, durable plastic, means that they are designed to last you a long time.
Yeah, UV resistant, frost proof. I was going to say foolproof, because even if you knock them right over, they'll be fine. And then finally, we have got these gorgeous bird trellis planters.
Yeah.
They're normally £8.99 each. We're going to take £3 off today, but you'll also get a free one. So it's a buy one, get one free. I think it's so attractive, don't you?
I think they're lovely. Again, you can remove the trellis part, so you can just have them as pots if you want to. But the trellis part is really, really beautiful. Yeah. And I think it frames whatever plant it is that you're putting in. It's a natural frame for it, isn't it? We got these for the mother and the mother-in-law and planted our hellebores in here. So they were a lovely Christmas gift and they adored them. And they will enjoy those for many years to come, because even if they don't keep the hellebores in them, they'll be able to use them for something else. You'll be able to find something for these, and it is buy one, get one free. Add one to your basket, put the code in, we will automatically add the second one in for you.
Well, we are nearly out of time. Can we just say a massive thank you to all of you wonderful gardening friends out there. Bex is back this Sunday, 10 till 2.
I am indeed. We've got some new items, so make sure you tune in and see what we've got to bring you.
I'm going to be over on QVC from 10 till 11 on Sunday.
Main QVC, isn't it? Not QVC style, main QVC.
Main QVC, Freeview 16. Try and watch both of us if you can. We'd really like that. I know you can nowadays with streaming and what have you. But we'll be back together on YouGarden TV next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Keep ordering after the show. You get your free bulbs with every order. Just use that code. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye.